But we gotta start now. What do you say, Ixter?
No. What? Those other Metabots were just too powerful. There's no point in fighting a battle we have no chance of winning.
What a load of nuts and bolts! You're the one who always wanted us to go to the World Championship, and now you're giving up on me?
Just leave me alone!
Hey!
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
As far as you go.
Happy 3:19 p.m. on the East Coast.
You to see. Huh?
What?
We're almost noon 30 on the West.
So what is this place anyway? It looks like some kind of gymnasium.
It's a training center for those who've lost the will to row battle.
I have also lost the will to row battle. Hope everyone had fun watching it. We are... Wow. Wow, that was episode 21 out of 53. Holy shit. 52, that's right. The first video on this playlist is just the theme. Time to ping a Discord and scream, "Hey fuckers, I'm awake." Wow, I've been consecutively getting on around this time the past little bit. That's fucked up. I have a schedule? That's fucked up. We're going on like a base time oriented thing? Here, should I kill Nah, it's fine. People will figure it out. People will figure it out. Alright. What the hell to do today? I have a few things. I'm gonna come back and start playing South Park later. South Park's definitely on the docket. Unintentional sleep schedule. Yeah, pretty much. I still can't believe I went 17 hours yesterday, basically. Final monster. That's good caffeination. Now, what can I start my day with? Oh boy, part 77 of the Christian Comprehensive History documentary has just been uploaded. No. Ooh, animated spellbook. Oh, I know. Oh, I know what I could do. Where's that goddamn channel? I really wish that all my subscription channels in YouTube could be set to alphabetical or oh god, you can just make out her eyes and the nose and the smile. She's melting. Chat, help her, she's melting. That video's at 2 days, 19 hours, 13 minutes, and 35 seconds. I'm amazed, I'm amazed. Demon. Yes, it is very much a demon. There was a specific channel I wanted to watch, and they've been doing funny. There it is. Alright, we're gonna watch a few things while I wake up. Notably, first, we're gonna watch a channel. Actually, no. Not first, because there's like 5 videos I can watch of this. We're gonna start off instead.
Obviously.
By watching the Dragon Ball AI channel. Chad, did you know that there's an AI channel for practically anything? And then this time around, it's Dragon Ball AI.
And the most handsome. Bro.
Well, Frieza, unlike you, at least I don't have a power level that matches my heights.
Oh, please. My goal
my God, they got
is the epitome of
Takahata to do
perfection
it.
and power.
What's wrong with Broly? Is he finally speechless?
Maybe he's just contemplating how useless he really is.
Goku tries to enter your home with violent intent.
Knocking on the door, hey! Open up!
Opens the door cautiously. What the hell do you want?
What the hell do you want,
I'm here
Kakarot?
to kick your ass, Vegeta!
Why does Cell sound
heard
like
you've been
Plankton?
talking
Probably
shit
because
about
they
me.
use the same
Talking
general,
shit. Wait, as if I
voice
would
packs.
waste my time on a worthless idiot like you.
No! It's on now! Prepare
These
to
two
get
are
your
sounding
ass handed to
decent.
you.
Good morning, Donger
You
Man.
think you can defeat the Prince of all Saiyans? Huh?
Super
make you
Saiyan
regret this.
Legend.
Come at me, Vegeta! Show me what you got!
Fine.
Goku
let's
breaks
settle
into your
this
home
once
to tries
and
to
for
fight
all.
you.
Why don't come crying to me when I'm standing over your defeated body?
Well, see about that, Vegeta. Get ready for a beating you'll never forget.
Virginia!
Just remember, Kakarot, you asked for this.
Playing with the little boys again. Replacing Yamcha? Donate $2 to
guys,
become a character.
I just
Donate
heard
$1
that our
to kill
current
resurrect
Yamcha's dying.
Yamcha.
We need to replace him with an identical one before Broly notices and gets set.
Why are we even worried about Broly's feelings? He's just a beer, angry brute. Piccolo has a point. Besides, why go through all the trouble of finding an identical Yamcha? Can't we just find someone less useless?
Come on, guys. Yamcha may not be
Broly
the
loves
strongest
Yamcha.
fighter,
Broly and Yamcha are bros.
but he's our friend. We can't just replace him like that.
Oh, please, Goku. Yamcha's about as useful as nipples on a Saiyan. We shouldn't waste our time on him.
I agree with Goku. Yamcha may not be the most powerful, but he's been with us for a long time. We should at least try to find a replacement.
Let's
But
not
he's
even
the
care
chosen
about
boss to bring
finding
Yamcha
him.
back to
Let's find a
life.
replacement
That
for
way,
him.
we don't have to find a replacement.
Why are we wasting time on this Yamcha problem? I'd rather be napping.
Fair, same. Dragon Ball Snack Talk.
I gotta say, my favorite snack is definitely a big bowl of instant noodles. Michael, wake up! You're in a coma?
We
Wake
miss
up! We
you.
miss you, please. Wake up!
Pathetic. Only weaklings need sacks. But if I were to choose, I'd go for some delicious this season fried chicken. Michael, wake up. You're in a coma. Wake up. We miss you. Please wake up. Thanks. I have no need for such trivial things. However, if I were forced, I suppose a juice watermelon would suffice. Michael, wake up.
Michael,
You're in a coma.
Michael, it's your birthday
Wake
today.
up.
Cake and
We
ice
miss you.
cream is on
Please
its way.
wake
And
up.
Michael, such a
Oh,
good boy
snacks.
this year.
How delightful.
Open up
I am
gifts.
particularly
Wow, we are
fond of a refreshing assortment of
We are the
fruits.
rest. Celebrating another
Michael,
one
wake
birthday
up.
bash.
You're in a coma. Wake up. We miss you, please. Wake up.
Hi, Trunks. I've heard you've been scheming against Brazoli, the ruler of Brazil. Is that true?
Well,
Wait,
I may have had some plans, but they were
is-
just
did he misspell Broly?
for the greater good.
Or is there another character
greater
in
good.
this?
Ah,
Brazoli.
you pathetic mortal, you dare to challenge Brazoli's reign. Prepare to be obliterated.
Wait.
He will come
Can't
at
we
you with
just
all the
talk
strength
about
of
this?
Brazil and
I'm
crush
sure we
you
can
into the
find
dirt like a
peaceful
worm.
resolution.
Peaceful resolution. Ah,
You will be
You really are
obliterated.
clueless, aren't you?
Yeah.
Brazoli doesn't negotiate. He
Thank you for the
annihilates.
follow, Shadow Water
And so
85.
will I.
Welcome, and I hope you're
Please,
doing
I
good.
beg you, spare me. I won't meddle in Brazoli's affairs again. I
I
promise.
promise.
Promises won't save you now, Trunks. Prepare to feel the wrath of a god. Ah, pathetic. You thought you could outwit the mighty Brazoli and challenge his rule. Foolish mortal.
Just accepts fate. Beerus tries to stop Goku and Vegeta from playing
Goku,
Honkai Star
Vegeta. What
Rail!
on earth are you two doing?
Oh, hey, Beerus! We're just checking out this new game called Honkai Star Rail.
Honky Star Rail.
Honkai Star Rail. I don't have time for your silly Earth games. There are more
Oh, I was
important
hoping
things to
Beerus would
do.
just go into a straight.
on, Beerus.
Don't
Give it a
whale
try.
your money.
It's really fun. You can even play as a powerful warrior in battle against evil fusts.
I'm the god of
What's this?
destruction, not some pathetic gamer. I have a reputation to uphold.
Ah, come on, Beerus. You're missing out. It's all about the thrill of the fight.
I'll have you know, I can destroy entire planets with a single blow. That's more exciting than any game could ever be.
But this game lets you unleash powerful energy blasts and perform amazing combos. It's like being in a real battle.
Enough. I'm not interested in your Earth games.
This
I have
this
more
is
important
silly.
matters to attend
This is
to.
fucking silly.
All right, Beerus. We'll stop bothering you about it. But if you ever change your mind, let us know. It's really awesome.
We'll see.
Hey Goku, have you heard the latest news? Cell just released some top-secret military secrets on the War of Thunder forums.
Billy! What kind of secrets are we talking about here?
According to the reports, he revealed the plans for a new super weapon capable of wiping out an entire planet with a single blast. The cowardly thinks he can outdo me. I'm the prince of all Saiyans! I can destroy a planet in my sleep!
Oh, please, Vegeta.
I'm
Your destructive power is nothing compared
Good morning.
to mine. I'll show you
Have
how
you
to
seen
properly
Dragon Ball
annihilate your
AI
planet.
channel yet?
Well,
Because I've been aware of it for a while, but finally sitting down and watching it, I like to. Hi, Potato. Hi, Playground.
Annihilation look like child's play.
For $1, you can kill
Father,
and/or resurrect
You're not seriously
Yamcha.
considering competing with Cell
And for
Frieza and
$2, you
planetary
become a
destruction.
character that kind of
Are
just
you?
dances
We
around
should
like.
be trying to prevent that instead.
Good Yowie there.
This is a true test of strength.
Oh,
If
that's
Cell and Frieza
amazing.
think they can take on the Saiyan Prince, they are in for a rude awakening.
I heard the
guys,
original voice is
Instead
weird
of
as
fighting
fuck.
each other to see
Yeah.
who can blow up
Yeah.
our planet, how about we work together to
As
stop
somebody
any
who's been
potential
watching fucking
Goku,
Abridged for a
always be
long time. Yes, I was
optimists.
just gonna say I'm
But
so used
trust
to hearing
me,
Masuko
no one
X
can
as
stop the
Goku
destruction
or
I have
Lanny
planned.
Couture as
The world is about to witness
Vegeta or
true
of course
power.
You can't let Cell go
Takahata
unchecked.
101
We
is
need to come up with a
Cell.
plan and stop him
I'm gonna
before
regret
it's
this,
too
but
late.
has anyone made an MLP one yet? I don't know, and I dare not look it up for obvious reasons.
Hey guys, have you heard
But
about
you,
this gangsta power
if they
rewards
haven't,
card?
can always take that
It
charge
gives
and
power
make
to
a
the player. I
banger,
think I need one.
ultimately
Goku,
easily copyright
Lord
struck
have enough
stream,
power as it is.
but you can make some
You can
cash out of
obliterate
it
a
probably
GameStop
for a
with
little bit.
sneeze. A rewards card, huh? Well, if it means getting free stuff.
I really feel if it ever gets to the point where I
But
can't
don't
do this
forget
anymore
Saiyan
long
Pride
term,
is the ultimate power.
but if it's
a
still
reward
kosher,
star.
I definitely
How
want to
quaint.
set up one of these
I
silly
have an
little
entire
AI
empire at
channels
my
and just have my
command.
PC run while I'm
Who
doing other
needs
shit.
rewards when you can conquer galaxies and make your own
Welcome back,
rules?
game.
Pitiful humans.
Why bother with a rewards card when I can absorb all those
Rewards
GameStop
card.
employees and take their powers directly?
Yes, the
More
the most
efficient, don't you
powerful
think?
gamers, the
I
GameStop
couldn't care less
employees.
about some puny rewards card. Wake me up when they have a God of Destruction discount. Then we'll talk.
Well, Goku, I believe in embracing new experiences. A
yeah,
rewards
Beavis and
card
Butthead,
could be fun. Perhaps we can use it to buy
with the
some delicious
limitations of
pudding.
them not being able to hit each other and stuff. I don't think it'd work that
Greetings,
great.
guys.
Maybe if they were
Goku's
just
going to get in a grievous
maybe
I'm
they were
only able
just
to
sitting on the
articulate
couch
alliteration.
and you can
Plus,
upload videos
for
and
fuck's
the
sake,
AI can try to
can't you just
react to
speak
the
normally,
videos without actually
Kakarot?
seeing it.
This alliteration bullshit
They
is
only
making
have
my brain bleed.
the title to
This
go
is
off of.
insufferable. How am I supposed to have a serious
Oh, it
conversation
exists,
with someone
goddammit.
who only talks in tongue-twisting torrent?
Darn it, dead. Can't you give
Nah,
it a
you
rest?
can set
We're trying to
filters. You
figure
can
out
set
how to defeat
filters.
the next villain. And here you are.
I just
babbling like a
realized that
broken
if the only
record.
thing they can react
Forgive
off
me,
of
fellow
is
fighters,
this
for my faulty
is the
form of
title of the video,
communication.
they'll definitely say a
I
gamer
feel
word.
like a
Actually,
foolish
yeah, they'll
fugitive
definitely say a
facing
gamer word.
frustration.
Goku, this is getting
They're good
unlike
boys. They
now.
don't know what it means.
How am I supposed to understand you when you're speaking?
Yeah,
like a
look at
linguist?
Chris 05478
This is
back
quite
there
the amusing
dancing like
predicament.
yeah.
Goku, the mighty Saiyan reduced to speaking in silly sentences. I must say I'm rather entertained.
Fair enough,
twerking
my
with
friends.
Hyper
Goku
Man.
promises to persevere and prevail over this peculiar predicament.
Yeah.
It won't be permanent, I am sure.
Again,
Quite
running
the
one of these
cosmic
24/7
conundrum
would be
indeed.
funny, but also
seems Goku's
without
gift of
proper
gap has gained
moderation,
an
I could
awkward
see it getting
alteration.
shot very quickly.
Nonetheless, I'm certain
still
you'll
surprised
find a
this
way
is-
to overcome this
This
linguistic
started
hurdle.
June 28th, Jesus. Vegeta's in the Santa's naughty list. Oh no!
Hey, Vegeta, have you heard? You're on Santa's naughty list.
What? That fat bastard better what? After Jesse's about to meet his maker.
Ted, calm down. It's just a silly list.
Silly list or not, I will not be disrespected by some jolly old man in a red suit.
Come on, Vegeta. Don't
Vegeta,
be
you
such a
did blow
cringe.
up planets. I
Maybe
mean,
it's time to spread some holiday cheer.
it's kind of given that
cheer.
you're gonna go to
I'll
hell
show
when you
all the
die.
cheer. Prepare yourself, Kakarot.
Most places have suggestions gatekept with Discord levels. You know what? Yeah, it's true. That's true.
I can't believe none
Hello,
of you agree with
Bo.
me.
But you could just feed
Ryan
the AI
Gosling
the entire
definitely
YouTube
died in
transcript for
there,
each
and the
video.
drive-
It would
I
have
don't
this
know,
more
Frieza.
material to work with.
It seemed pretty ambiguous to me. Maybe he
It still feels
survived,
like a manual
when I
input
almost
thing.
died on Ink.
Huh.
The planets
As if
deserved it.
Ryan
Yeah,
Gosling's
especially the one that was
character
just
is
a
on
bunch
the
of bug
same level
people.
as my
Fuck those
Saiyan
bug
pride.
people.
He probably died crying.
No,
over
not
the
that
little
way.
baby.
No, not that way. No,
Just
not that
because
way.
you're
Get your
heartless
get your
monster
mind out of
doesn't
the
mean you
gutter.
understand
Quit
the
looking
end,
at. Quit
Vegeta.
remembering that picture
I
of the
actually agree
cockroach and
with Frieza on
Tinkerbell.
this one.
Stop it.
The director
Stop it.
purposely left it open-ended, but I think Gosling's character
Eggs.
died.
Personally, I couldn't care less. It's just a
They
movie.
fucking the show
I have
though.
more important
They
things to
fucking
worry
the show.
about.
Who's fucks in the
Like
show?
training
What show?
Gohan.
Can we please
Oh,
talk
I'm
about
awake now. I
something
should
else?
take this off.
Like why Ryan Gosling isn't even part of the Dragon Ball universe.
Who the
Ryan
hell is Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling? Is he as perfect as me?
Never mind.
No,
You all
Sully,
just
he's even more
overappreciate
perfect.
The deeper meanings in movies. I'll keep my insights to myself.
Frieza, the uncomfortable flirting.
Hey, Frieza. I may be a Saiyan, but you made me weak in the knees.
Oh, Goku, you always know how to make my golden form blush. Let's take this fight to a more private setting.
Sorry, Frieza.
Oh, they're
I'm more
gonna
interested in fighting
bang
than
in the
flirting.
bedroom.
But you're still my personal goal and free as a diet plan. Cause every time I see you, my appetite disappears.
Oh, Goku, you're such a tease. But don't worry. I'll make sure to ravage you on the battlefield instead. Prepare to be seduced by my power!
Why does this
Can you
give me
just
shades
stop
of
with the
Tamers?
Sexual tension. This is a damn fight, not a soap opera. I swear, Kakarot, if you're
Yep,
more
she's just
interested
lying there.
in
Yeah,
flirting
yeah.
with
For
that
$1
space
you can
Sultan
resurrect
defeating
him.
I'll blast you
At
both
any
in
point.
oblivion.
I don't
Calm
think
down,
anyone's
Vegeta.
resurrected him in a while.
Frieza and I are just having some fun. You could use some romance in your
I
life
just watched
too.
the first episode of
Prince
My
of
Adventures
Nola.
with Superman. Show is
Oh,
off to a
Vegeta,
fantastic
stupid
start.
rubber.
Right?
Don't worry.
We watched
I'll
it
give you
yesterday
attention
at the
once
beginning
I'm
of
done with
stream,
Goku.
and I was
Consider it a
teary-eyed,
Mickey
and I was getting flashes of my childhood back. It felt so magical.
Obama, give it to me.
Oh, I thought he
Kakarot.
said Obama.
Did you just call me Kikrot?
No.
Kickra.
I mean, of course not. I
No,
was
I'm
just
very excited for that show.
getting into the
I can't wait
moment.
until it's all done so I can
Vegeta,
binge
know
the hell
you've
out of
got a
it.
strong Saiyan pride, but you really need to work on your dirty talk.
30 talk.
Even
What is
the
this
CG they
nonsense?
use for the robots
am
is
the
very
prince of
minimal,
all
which is
Saiyans, not some
very
cheap
nice
local
because I'm
actor.
sick and tired of everything being fucking CG that's not the direct characters.
Hey, Vegeta, have you ever noticed how my canine is smaller than your final flesh?
Oh, Kakarot, always fretting about the size, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Size doesn't matter.
It's
the
all
power that
about the
counts.
power.
Big, fleshy attack like the final flesh sure makes a stain.
Hi, Coco. Hi, Coco. Good morning. Good
Lisa, it's
morning.
like
We're just
comparing
kind
a
of
toy
just
to a
chilling,
tree
watching
trunk.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
well,
AI.
My canine may be smaller, but
For
it got a
$1,
soul
you
of
can
its own.
resurrect Yamcha, or you
It's
can
got
keep him
charm,
dead.
finesse, and a sense
Or
of
for
humility.
$2, you can be a character like Gogeta
Yes.
Yowie and dance in the
Humility.
background.
Kakarot, you're talking nonsense.
Don't you want to be?
The fire flashes
Don't you
your
want to
power.
dance with
It's like
Gogeta
a raging
Yowie?
inferno, unstoppable and ferocious.
Maybe so, Vegeta. But my canine has saved the world countless times. It may be small, but it gets a job done.
Goku? You're
Save
the one
the
who brought it
world.
up that it's small.
Goku, you've got it all wrong. The Final Flash doesn't save the world, it destroys everything in its path.
Well, Vegeta, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. Size for power. It's all about how we use our attacks.
Fine, Goku. You can keep your Bunike Mima. But just remember, when it comes to strength,
you woke
the
up the
Final
bots. Good
Flash
job.
will always
Get him,
reign
get him,
supreme.
get him, get him, get him, get
We'll
him.
see, Vegeta. We'll see.
Vegeta's heroin addiction!
Hey, Goku. I found something stronger than the Super Saiyan power. It's called Black Tar
And
Heroin.
Yamcha's...
Vegeta, that's dangerous. You can't be serious.
Vegeta, no! So
I'm serious, all right.
many famous
This
musicians
stuff
have
makes
died
God
from
of
the
all
exact
time
same
seem to
thing.
Look like child's play.
Vegeta, you know I can't condone this.
Heroin
ruins
ruins lives.
Who cares about lives when I can finally surpass you? This addiction will give me the power I need.
No, Vegeta.
You know what? Technically,
There's
it's true
always
because
another way.
every time a
We can train
Saiyan gets
together,
almost to
push
the
each
point
other
of
to new
dying, they
heights.
get stronger.
Training is for
So if
weaklings.
Vegeta just
I
keeps
want instant
dosing
power,
with
and
heroin,
is
getting
the
closer
ticket.
and closer to death,
Vegeta,
he'll just keep coming
think
back
about your
stronger and
family.
stronger.
Velma and Trunks need you.
And he's strong enough to fight the addiction.
They are just
So this might
distractions.
actually technically
This
work.
addiction will make me
Can we have
stronger than
a
ever
can we
before.
have some weird
Vegeta,
nerd on the
I
internet
won't let you throw
do
your
an
life away like
extensive
this.
long
We can
YouTube
find another
video
way
explaining everything I
It's
just
too
said
late, Goku.
in high tier
I'm already
artism?
hooked. This is my path to victory.
Vegeta,
Oh,
I won't give up on you.
hold on, I gotta
We'll
type
find a
that
way
out.
to beat
Gotta
each
type
other
that
without
out.
resorting to this.
If Vegeta took heroin,
Hey guys, did you hear about the new God Nico arc?
would he keep
Shut the
getting
fuck
stronger?
up, Goku. You stupid brainless
You
bitch.
stupid brainless
Go
bitch.
access fest overload that.
Neko arc?
Says Fest Overload Nico arc at that.
Ala.
Brains.
Scream. Yamcha's failed for, but he's dead though. Is it just gonna? Oh my god! The camera's fucked because
Oh, Yamcha.
he's dead
do
and
you
it's
want
trying
now?
to find him.
Just wanted to see if you'd like to go on a date with a handsome guy.
Sorry, but I'm not interested in dating a
Yamcha's
human
flirting
punching
from beyond the
bag.
grave, and the camera doesn't understand because his corpse is dead. He's just
Yamcha,
lying on the
your love is
ground.
liable as a wish from the Dragon Balls.
If you just took heroin, would he keep getting stronger?
I think go past Yamcha. I'd rather not have to constantly revive you.
Goku and Vegeta's conservation to radical Islam. Oh.
Hey Vegeta, have you ever thought about converting to a different religion?
What are you talking about, Kakarot? We're Saiyans. We don't have time for religion.
But think about it, Vegeta. Converting to Islam could bring us inner peace and clarity.
Are you out of your damn mind, Kakarot? I don't have time for brain 5 times a day.
I have to train 17
But
hours.
think about the power of Allah, Vegeta. It could make us even stronger than we already are.
I don't need some god to make me powerful. I'll surpass gods on my own. That's what it means to be a true Saiyan warrior.
But what if we convert to radical Islam,
Saiyan
Vegeta?
legend
We can purify
does
the
not
Sea
need
fighters and
any
embark on a holy
religions.
jihad.
Kakarot, you've truly lost it this time. I'm not becoming a terrorist just because you want to follow some crazy idea.
Vegeta, trust me on
Vegeta, you
this.
literally blew up
We'll be
planets.
unstoppable. The power of Allah will guide us to victory.
You're insane, Kakarot. I'm not going to follow you down this path. I'll find my own way to surpass my limits.
Dragon Ball Bridge, a sinister comedy. Okay, this is the last one. Last one.
The kid's headed cunning anyway.
They're in my skin. Get them out. Get them out. There's fucking buzz in my skin. Help me.
Help
Oh,
me
God,
pull my
help me.
skin off!
Pull my skin off.
I've developed a sudden admiration for Joseph Spawn. I'm a communist now.
Guess who's going to be in Super Smash Bros? That's right, it's me, Beerus.
Oh god, it's
Come.
just,
Please spare us.
it's just
I'll give you free Robux.
2010s internet.
admit.
Hi,
I
Jasmine,
tried when
welcome in.
Brian
Just
died in
waking up.
Family Kai.
Just
Day
got
4
a
of
victory
Subathon.
rail on Fortnite.
Brain empty.
I really enjoy seeing the
Dragon
black
Ball
men-
AI silly.
I recently visited the erotic barber. Let me tell you about my experience there.
Erotic barber? Okay, no more.
Brought to
No
you by a
more.
paid sponsorship for Tailspire.
No more. I'm gonna watch that all day.
Incredible piece of magic.
And it can do a
Z
great many
Bashu is a
things.
good
But
animator,
my
and he does
personal
funny
favorite
things with
is the wedding ceremony. You touch two adults willing to be
tabletop
bonded
games.
together in holy matrimony.
Oh, man,
and for the
going
next
to erotic
7 days,
barber.
each target
Erotic
gets a
barber, he's
+2
probably getting his
bonus to their
pubes shaved.
AC whenever
Or, like,
they're
coiffed.
near each other. The married
Can you imagine
couple
getting your
can
pubes
only
permed?
benefit from this once. Unless,
Get a perm for your pubes.
sadly, one of them is widowed. Welcome to the religion. 25 gold for an hour and 10. It's a deal. Who has 2 pauldrons and just came of age? This guy. Doobly-doobly-doo, no necromancy for you. Milady. Oh, he doesn't seem too bad. Oh, Mace, get the change.
Demon child.
No refunds. I'm not sure if it'll work on water this bad. Oh, would you look at that? You're the man of the house now. Unless, Milady. Now, my darling, do you declare yourself a willing creature?
I do.
This is predatory. She completes me. She completes your build. Get out now, lady, while you have a chance.
I don't think you understand. Our love is forever.
Forever? Or 7 days?
What?
Nothing! He just means the honeymoon phase. Shut up! We have to fight a horde of skeletons tomorrow. Run for your lives!
What the fuck is going on?
Taste bounded accuracy, skeleton.
Woo! I feel invincible!
Very sad indeed.
Joan
What a
Appleby,
tragedy.
beloved wife, dead.
What? Get a load of Susie. There's like something missing inside you, man. You know who's missing something inside them? Please. I'm not co-signing. Susie.
A lot of dead wives from this man. I can't wait to hear the explanation of the wedding
Brought to you by
spell.
a paid advertisement
No.
for my favorite VTT, Tailspin.
No,
Now,
you
with
normally give like
Cyberpunk
an
tiles
explanation
and
of the
Hero Forge
spell.
integration, It's still my
No!
favorite way to play RPGs online. They don't handle systems, but I think they handle map building and play hands down better than anyone else I've tried. Links in the description.
Hold on. Z, that was a funny animation, but I like when you actually go through the details of the spell. Yes, irresistible dance.
Thanks for watching this video, brought to you by a paid advertisement for Hit Point Press's deck of many animated spell cards. How do we feel about the new OGL? It
Sucks.
Yep. For what reason, you might ask? I would say check the internet. Either way, this video was already done last year. It's just been sort of sitting, waiting to be released, and I thought it's a pretty cool video, so fair use, fair use, fair use. Enjoy.
Who goes? Oh, it's you. After our last encounter, I have trained for many years. I shan't be misled again, Necromancer. By the light of Enlil,
What?
By the light, I can't.
What are you saying? Oh, there we go.
I like being a troll when I play tabletop
This
games.
is
Magic's
the irresistible
busted.
dance. The target is forced every turn to use all of their movement to dance. In other words, until they save, they can't move out of their space. Interestingly, there's no initial save. They can, on their turn, use an action to attempt a wisdom save, but it seems to be the case, unless your DM rules otherwise, that as soon as they get movement, the target burns through it to dance, meaning that at least for one round, you could even get around legendary resistances. Anyway, for 1 minute until they do make the save or
Hi,
you lose
Kyle. Come in, bud.
concentration, they're forced to use all of their movement to comically dance in place.
when I get out of here, you're fucking dead.
They could try to move using some other means, but J. Cross said that even from abilities that give you extra movement, like a dragon's wing attack, quote, they gotta dance, unquote. That means the dashing just probably makes them dance more. What's worse is they have disadvantage on their dex saves and attacks, plus attacks against the dancer are at advantage. If the target manages to break free, though, remember, they used their turn to do it.
Yes! By the power of no!
Recast it. Is it worth the slot? I mean, it's a high one, so sometimes, especially if you can double up with something that causes repeating damage in an area, a really devastating combo would be dance and Black Tentacles.
Oh, sweet Elil, there are two of them?
The dance gives them disadvantage on dex saves.
Dance
and if they
with the
fail dex
Eldritch
saves against the
Whores.
tentacles,
Shit!
they take damage and are restrained. If they start their turn restrained by the tentacles, they take 3d6 damage, and if they want to get out, they have to use an action to make a save in order to get free from the tentacles, at which point, guess what? They're dancing again. So the tentacles get another shot.
This is hell!
No, it's
A good spell.
This is the kind of bullshit I'd
Thanks for
pull.
watching this video, bro.
That's exactly the kind of bullshit I'd pull. I think one of the builds I had long ago was essentially Shaco from League of Legends. Now, I have not played a lot of League of Legends. I've played enough to know who the fuck Shaco is. But I've not played a crap ton to fundamentally know everything. Yeah, I know, kill. But I made a funny tiefling that, let's just say, I did a lot of bullshittery spells that most people on paper would be like, oh, this is pointless. And I'd be like, yeah, but do you know how to stack a bunch of other pointless things to make it good? And being able to cast an illusionary spell of yourself to trick people.
I hate him! I hate
Hi,
him,
Rag.
buddy!
Hi, Rag. Welcome in, bud. Hope you're doing good.
Shut up!
That's right, Beavis.
You do a little minor illusion. You make him sit in the corner. People pay attention all the way over there, and then you sneak up behind somebody, or you slightly teleport yourself up into the rafters. Then you just drop fire bombs on top of them. Hi, Emma. Welcome in. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I'm still waking up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to watch a review of the 5 of the Transformers.
Hey, bitches and bros and non-binary hoes!
Why are we going to do it? Because Pointless Hub is a good channel, and I like Pointless Hub. Okay, let's begin.
Time began, there was the Bay.
Oh, and then I'm gonna play a fighting game that has Nostalgia Critic in it.
That he held the power to take franchises
When are we gonna watch Morbius?
and devoid them of life. That is how the
I don't think I can legally watch Morbius on the channel, given I've seen so many people do this and then get their channels shot into space.
One was good, and the others bad. And so began the vitriol.
That'll be a future Discord stream where I just play it over and 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 over again. 18 times in a row. 18 naked morbs out in the yard.
Hoping to find some catharsis. Searching every video, every essay. And just when all discussion had ended, message of a new channel drew you to an unknown place.
Look at Michael Bay's big stupid head. Look at his big goofy head.
But I was already too late.
Who is? Shut up, Grandma!
1 week straight, Morbius 24/7, constantly going.
Oh hey, didn't see you there.
I'd have to start a
I was
second
just
channel
playing
for
with
that
my
if I did that.
1987 Gen 1 wide load. What a barbaric little atrocity he sure is. His existence is only pain, and his presence in this world upsets me greatly. A little wide load here isn't the only
Little wide
unfortunate
load? That's
thing
what
the
I was
Transformers
called
franchise
growing up.
has ever done. It's not the craziest
Shut up,
opinion,
Grandma!
especially on the internet, to say the Bayformer movies were a mistake.
What the hell kind of name is Nitro Zeus?
Hey, this water is wet. It's been a rage that has only continued since 2007.
Dog.
The angry voices of millions calling out into the void as Michael Bay cashes his big fat check into a Swiss bank account. These 5 movies fascinate me. Each film found some way to be worse than the one that came before, and it was never in the typical generic Hollywood way. When these movies failed, it was in a spectacular fashion that only Michael Bay could provide.
I'm an inventor. This could be a game changer for me. If I can apply that technology to my inventions, we never have to worry
Matt
about
Wahlberg's supposed to be
Today,
from
when people
Texas
complain
in that
about
movie.
blockbuster movies, as in just, Marvel, it's
And
the
he
same
doesn't even
criticism.
try.
The action looks bland. They're too safe. a cookie cutter of mass-produced corporate blandness. But I remember back in my day, when the blockbusters were Transformers, and with each movie, they found new and unique opportunities to utterly shit the bed. This was not safe. This was pure 40K chaos fueled by the warp. Powered by the strange
when
sexual
Shia
energy,
LaBeouf
cooked-up mind
killed
of
Starscream?
Bay and his writers. Sure, Eternals will praise itself for having a sex scene, but you know what we had in 2009?
Oh god.
It's made $830 million. I want to go on a journey, not simply laughing at Transformers, because I actually enjoy some aspects in each movie, except for this one. This one only fills me with pain and dread.
I'm an inventor.
I don't want to use Transformers as a punching bag. I want to dissect this franchise. One video at a time, to at least understand why things turned out the way they did. Like a research paper into the School of Bayformers. I want to know what the thought process was. All of this culminating into the
I don't think he had a
avant-garde
thought
student
process.
film Transformers 5: The Last Night. But before we get to this, we need to go back to the origins. Back to a time
Should have
after
transformed
Gen 1
into a
and
better
Beast
movie.
Wars,
I don't
but
think it can.
before
Oh, Beast Wars!
1, the crossroads of a franchise, 2003. In the early 2000s, Hasbro was spiraling. Furbies
It
had
still
come
kinda
and gone.
is.
My Little Pony wouldn't reboot for another 10 years and ruin everything. The age of action figures and toys had ended. Kids only wanted to play with space toys. So Hasbro was
Space
sitting around
toys.
and knew they had to do something. Nothing revitalizes a dead property like a movie reboot.
Oh,
Great,
the
but
Doom
which property?
movie.
Make a movie based on
Very difficult to
perfection,
separate a
or
director's
Sorry,
intent from the
or
producer's
Battleship?
advertiser's
Wait,
intent.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't mean like that. I take it back.
Most
So
of
Hasbro
the, like
thought
a
to
good
themselves,
example of that
let's dust off an old 80s
is
property that recently hadn't gotten enough
prequel to
love.
The Thing,
And so it was
the
decided
2006
they
or
would make a
2007 movie,
based on the popular
where they
franchise
had
G.I. Joe.
everything good to go. Ooh. They had everything good to go to
But then
make
the
it
US
again
invaded
a
Iraq, and for
practical
some reason
effect
that was
movie.
seen as,
And then a
bad
suit
taste.
showed up
Well,
on
shit.
set one day
What
and
else do
seen
we
that
have?
all the practical effects
How
in
about
daylight,
Transformers?
and they thought it was
Yeah, that
shit.
works.
And everyone
And so
on
Transformers
set
was
were like, "No,
greenlit.
but you gotta
Spielberg
understand
was
that like
brought on
we're gonna be able to
producing
add
in true
post production to this, and we're gonna make it
Spielberg
look good."
He literally
And the
had
suit just
nothing
went,
to do with production
"Nah,
except for finding
make
someone
it all
else to do all the
CGI."
work. And that someone else was Michael Bay.
And that
who
movie
looked at the
fucking
idea once,
sucks
probably
so
saw a clip
hard.
of the original show,
Because it looks like absolute garbage.
and then turned it down, saying he didn't want to make a movie based on kid toys. Until they told him that these toys have, you know, a backstory. I don't know, maybe that probably blew his mind because suddenly he was on board. With Bay on the project and these two chucklenuts writing, the movie got off the ground. Speculation was abound from fans who grew up with it. Imagine if you were one of them. Suddenly,
I was.
there are leaks.
I heard
Low-res images
I heard
appear
about
of what is
the
supposedly
Transformers movie
Megatron's
way back in
face.
the day and went, "Oh my god, we're getting a fucking live action Transformers movie. This is gonna be hype
Bumblebee
as shit."
is a Camaro now? Oh my, how could this be? Shia LaBeouf?
I can't hear the Transformers jingle anymore.
Even
It triggers
Stevens boy?
PTSD
Oh
that one
God,
Mario
this isn't the
ROM hack Joel
Transformers I
played.
grew up with at all. They're going to ruin this integral franchise. So in case you think internet nerd rage was a new thing, I got something to tell you.
That's always
Had we
been there.
even gotten
As long as the
original
internet's been around,
designs,
nerd rage
they
has been tied
probably
into it.
wouldn't have worked in a movie like this because Bay wanted to first and foremost make a disaster movie. Which meant the Decepticons weren't the dumbasses of the original series. They were entirely alien forces of nature. And as a kid going to see this movie for the first time, my first interaction with Transformers wasn't these designs. It wasn't this or this, it was this.
I'll give it this: seeing every transformation bit in this, most of them look nice. You can see parts
Time for the
shifting.
bait and switch. The first Transformers movie is actually pretty good.
Hey, remember that scene where
in
Bumblebee
context
pisses
with
on that
other
guy?
solid
I remember.
blockbusters, both before and after. It still, has flaws,
I'm hot, makeup smelting, hurts my eyes.
Some Bay quirks just infused in its DNA, but at least it feels like there's some passion.
Oh my god, Michael Bay's so strong!
This was the only one out of 5 movies that did. Is it peak cinema? In some ways, yes. But I think it works for attempting what it was trying to do. Be a disaster movie with robots. That's it. But before getting into the good and the bad.
The boy's pheromone levels suggest he wants to mate with the female.
Let's quick recap just to jog
Excuse
your memory.
me? I knew what
There is
but
a thing called the Allspark, a giant GameCube that gave all the Transformers
Nintendo
life
shit
until they
cube.
retconned that. The civil war between Autobots and Decepticons led to Cybertron being entirely destroyed. And since this was the first Transformers thing I watched as a kid, I had no idea the movie just made it up. In the original series, Cybertron wasn't obliterated by the war. The Autobots just lost. They had to flee and became war refugees, while the Decepticons kept control of a still very much alive planet. Cybertron was simply under their control, and after 4 million years, it was running out of energon.
Losing power.
Energon is just water for them. It's like liquid electricity that they fill up in
Electrolytes.
glowing squares and then drink to keep going. So what was the evil Decepticon plan in the original series? Just steal human electricity, of course. Put it into cubes and send it back to Cybertron to keep everyone, you know, alive.
Suck this Earth planet dry!
The worst thing
Megatron's
the
gonna
Decepticons
suck
were doing
planet
was
Earth
breaking
dry.
into places like dams or nuclear plants.
Oh
and
my god, they were
siphoning their
Minecrafting.
power
For the
like
love of
swans.
fuck!
On
What are
a
you doing
side
to that
note,
man?
Whenever Transformers drink Energon, it acts like alcohol.
Boy, these are good.
And they get hammered. So you can make the argument that the entire Cybertron war was just over booze.
Oh my god, Transformers are just Irish.
Anyway, back to the movie. The Allspark is just a MacGuffin.
I'm never gonna give you the Allspark. I feel like a fruitcake saying that, Mike.
We'll call it MacGuffin 1. Decepticons want to use it to rebuild Cybertron, however they don't know where it is. What do? Use Google to find Shia LaBeouf's eBay account and take him down for scalping PS5s off the internet.
As you should. Shoot him in the head.
The Decepticon wants Sam Witwicky's glasses that he got from his great-great-grandpa. We'll call these MacGuffin 2. These laser-blasted glasses were so important they were handed down from generation to generation. But I guess not so much for being sold on eBay in 2007. Because of MacGuffin 2, every bot wants to get to Sam. Imagine if this was you in this situation. You're selling, I don't know, some piece of junk family heirloom, and suddenly space robots descend from the sky and ask you about your eBay page.
eBay.
Like, what do you even do in that situation? You ask them to bid on it. Come on, Sam, you gotta keep up the grind. Shenanigans occur, the Autobots commit some heavy property damage, obliterating the Witwicky's insurance rates.
Wow, that was tingly.
And Sam has some happy time. All is going peachy until the feds show up and everyone involved is sent off to Guantanamo, never to be heard
Even the
or seen
dog.
from again. Sam lives the rest of his life being converted to Islam by radical extremists, as he realizes the true enemy wasn't the Decepticons, but the infidels all along. Alright, so I'll admit, this movie has some problems.
Not realistic. They
but
didn't
the
shoot the
problem
dog.
is that
It's
only
no,
get
it was the
more
Glowies, not the
emphasized in
ATF.
sequels. So much
If it was
so,
the
it just
ATF,
makes
yeah,
the
they would have
first
still
one
dragged the
seem
dog out into the
tame
front lawn and
in
then shot it.
comparison. The overall sexual energy
Gotta make sure the
that's
whole
a
family
staple of
sees.
any Bay film.
Listen, I was wondering if I could ride you home.
The one-liners that really don't work.
You feeling lucky, punk?
But all of these are such
Yeah, you think
low-hanging
Marvel was
fruit.
bad at
You've heard
quipping.
these all before.
This
I don't wanna
has
waste
always
your
been a
time.
thing in
You
big
don't wanna
budget
waste mine.
media.
I just want to understand how the ideas in this movie came to be.
Cocaine. Cocaine.
Like I said, I did a lot of research in the world of Michael Bay. Way too much. Please help me. And for a franchise lacking a lot of complexity, it's remarkably dense under the hood.
Singing is like repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself. Kicking counter, kicking counter, kicking.
What I'm saying is a whole lot of people put countless hours and effort into a film that ended up being a 7 out of 10 on IMDb. Anyone can have any opinion. I can see how
Hi,
old
Pan,
fans
welcome in.
might have went into this film and been incredibly put
We're
off.
gonna
and
watch 5
disappointed
reviews of the
by
5
these
Transformers
designs.
movies.
It left a sour taste
I
in
hope
their
you like
mouth.
Michael Bay.
I get it. Now that said, since this was my first interaction with Transformers,
Or shitting on
I
him.
did not care. I did not know Ironhide used to be red.
Okay.
I did not know Starscream was the best character.
I guess that makes me the new leader.
Now, as an adult
Straight
revisiting
into
Gen
the
1,
ground.
of course these designs are more visually interesting and distinct compared to this. I played the Cybertron games too. This has been an opinion for a while. The 1986 movie is still the best of them all just through aesthetics alone. However, the 1986 movie
I like
and
superhero movies.
Transformers
Oh, you're fine.
2007 are doing two entirely
This is called
different
shitting on
things.
things.
And for the story this film was trying to tell, I think these designs work for this movie and
Also,
this movie only.
These are the Michael Bay
Now, early
movies.
on in the
These are
project's history, there were
disaster
ideas to
films
keep
with
the
gigantic robots.
as close to the original designs as possible.
There are
Instead
no
of the
heroes
complex
here.
Organic designs, the Transformers were
Only
going to
weird
appear,
robots
well,
peeing on
blocky.
people.
Yet as the setting went closer to a disaster approach,
And a toaster.
more
A toaster bot.
realistic setting for the general audience, they had to find a way to differentiate Decepticons from the Autobots for the first-time viewers. Good guys were more human and spoke human languages, while the bad guys were more alien, came in a variety of different shapes, and other than Megatron, barely spoke at all.
Suck this Earth planet dry.
While in the original Transformers, the Decepticons had their own unique designs of various shades of blue and purple, this wasn't going to work here, mainly because of the type of vehicles Bay wanted to use for the enemy. The Autobots would drive civilian cars, while Decepticons turned into military hardware. It gave them an overwhelming presence and an authoritarian nature. In the first movie at least, the only Decepticon car that appears was Barricade, a police
Yeah!
car. So yes, it would have been cool to see more colorful Decepticons.
Yes, we got
but
the
it wouldn't
pizza
really
last
have
night,
helped
actually.
them,
Let me show
you
you.
know, blend in. This movie was trying to take the concept of robots in disguise to its horrifying conclusion. The military wouldn't know who's friendly or not, and as much as it would have looked cool to see a familiar character, it wouldn't.
This was the outcome. We got a regular crust, virgin oil base, cheddar cheese with sausage, spinach, bacon, jalapeno, and broccoli. I didn't have any input on this besides the crust. I just wanted to make sure it was regular crust so it would hold together. It was fucking good. I might actually continue getting this going forward, minus the spinach, because the spinach mostly just kind of burnt up. It's so good. And even the fact that there's no, like, marinara sauce. It's just the virgin oil. Fantastic. I have a single slice left in the fridge, and I can't wait to go fucking demolish it. Even the broccoli was good on it. I was expecting the broccoli to be, like, so-so, or, like, maybe too steamed, but no. If you want, get that pizza. Also, I'm gonna start getting pizzas with less sauce on it, and maybe get a cup of marinara on the side so I can dunk it. Oh, I also used my pineapple habanero sauce. I doused it in that shit. I love pineapple habanero. It's so good, so good. All right, back to cringe.
At work, if Starscream was still red and white.
Pan, I
Which one's
can't.
the
It's all
enemy?
gone
Oh,
except
geez,
for
I
like
don't
half
know.
a slice.
Now that
Yeah, that's
doesn't
right, half a
excuse
slice.
the
I was
weird
munching
deep-voiced
on it
pug face.
last night.
The humans have taken it.
That's just hilariously stupid. But
Oh,
while they
God.
are less colorful, upon revisiting this movie, I was actually shocked how distinguishable the Decepticons
It was unfortunately
actually
like 27 bucks
were.
because
It
I
isn't
hate
until the sequels when they
how
descend
expensive getting
into
pizza
a
is
generic
nowadays.
gray mass of unrecognizable parts. Yet nothing made fans angrier.
But all in
than
all, it
those
was pretty worth
damn
it.
hot rod flames. Why does Optimus have
God.
hot rod flames? Why is he not red? Cameras. That's the reason, I'm being serious. Michael Bay, if he knows anything, he knows how to shoot cars. Bay's reasoning was that nothing is harder to film on camera than red paint on cars. Apparently, the way light reflects off of red paint absolutely messes with lighting. The solution to this red color problem was those very much despised hot rod flames, as the blue truck appeared better on film, while the flames would give his chest a similar red appearance when he transformed. This was also why Ironhide was changed to black as well. Now their faces are an entirely different story. I mean, oof. I'll be honest, I really don't like the realistic faces in any of the Bay movies. In fact, they only get worse from here on out. Any new Autobot went into this uncanny valley of humanoid faces, while any new Decepticon just became an alien mess. Despite the creative decisions,
Decepticons just look like metallic bugs.
I will say I am impressed, if by anything, by Michael Bay's team. Bay films are often just written off as Bay films,
shoot some
but
moves.
movies are collaborative. Apparently, Bay has a very specific team of people.
Yes, no, red pigmentation is weird. And now you'll see movies differently, and you'll see how many times there's actually red cars and stuff.
Practical the effects started off. And it's even stranger when looking at the films that are made today with their over-reliance on computers and green screen.
God, I hate green screen so much.
To Transformers 1. Today, we only have endless hordes of underpaid effects artists that are outsourced to multiple different studios. So forgive me if it was kind of refreshing to see Michael Bay, of all people, praise his team on the amount of dangerous stunts they were able to accomplish practically on the ground.
A really spotless track record for such a long time, and you know, knock on wood, because it's by the way, it's just a dangerous business. What we do, what they're doing is dangerous.
Flip the bus!
You really get the sense that for this first
shit,
film, everyone was firing on all cylinders. Remove the sequels from your mind. This was the first time that Transformers were brought into live action. Everyone that worked on these films grew up with the series. And while, yeah, there were pitfalls and imperfections, this movie actually tried. But this really just made me think, how far have we fallen? In 2007, this was seen as the symbol of mass-produced Hollywood garbage. And yet, compared to today, this feels like
that goddamn Scarlett Johansson fucking Black Widow movie.
Transformers 1 didn't have a pre-visioned third act. It wasn't the bare minimum in our corporate dystopia.
Good job.
So yeah, I guess
they
I really
actually
didn't
did
talk
their own
about,
stunts,
you know,
and
the
cars
characters
actually did flip and
plot or
fly through the
whatever,
air.
But I have 2 more of these films to get into, where there is not more that meets the eye, where you don't want eyes, you just want death.
Take me back to days where directors will actually force people to do things instead of forcing 18-hour days of staring at a computer screen and making the green background look like a weird fucking suburban area. Or my favorite is that big action scene where a bunch of people run out and attack each other in an empty airport. Wasn't that exciting? Weren't you bat chesting over a bunch of cape shit on flat pavement with nothing else around? Woo! All right, one down.
The night came to Earth and crash landed.
Oh. Why did you start 7 minutes in? Fuck you. Also, again, this is my shilling of Pointless Hub today. Pointless Hub is a good YouTube channel.
I've fallen, and I can't get revenge.
Thank you
on
for the
those
copium.
stairs. Is this bit working? Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Do you get
Do I
it?
even need to introduce this? This seems like it's the easiest target in the world.
Oh my god, he killed Winnie the Pooh!
Professing the gospel that this
Who's gonna
movie
run
is
China
stupid
now?
doo-doo garbage. It's cynical, has some interesting depictions of certain groups, and is way too horny than a movie about Hasbro robots should be.
Finish that for me.
And trust me, I'm going to take a few swings at the whole punching bag too for that easy quality content. But I also want to be somewhat fair, and if there is anything of merit to be said about this movie, then you know I'll let you know.
Kitten calendars.
Transformers 1 for me was
Who doesn't need
fiction.
to die?
Big
Grandma?
robots. action.
Shut the fuck up, Grandma!
Enemy IC-130 above.
So when it was announced that there was going to be another movie, it instantly was at the top of my must-watch list. Burger King drinks had The Fallen slapped right on them, and I was guzzling.
Oh my
I was
god,
ready
Burger
for
King Transformers.
2,
Oh, I
and then it
remember
came out.
now.
You have a medical disorder.
I had the strangest feeling leaving the theater. I just watched a movie, and it wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. What could this feeling be? Disappointment? This was the first time he had ever been failed by a franchise.
Mojo, no dominating Frankie.
You see, this movie kind of has a unique place in my heart, as it was the first time I was excited and let down by a sequel. Sure, today as an adult
Play some
man, I'm
Nintendo,
used to every
bone some
franchise
chicks.
I once
Nah, we'll
enjoyed
get there, we'll get
fumbling
there.
right into irrelevancy, ruining what I once enjoyed about them in the first place. But
Oh,
man,
yeah,
it's
your
true
Game
what
of
they
Thrones
say, you never
ending.
forget your first. Both were still Transformer movies. Yet the reception
Username,
and
welcome invite.
what could
Hope
it
you're doing good.
possibly be? It was the script. The script was bad.
You're just in time to watch reviews of fucking Michael Bay Transformers movies. Hi, full friend, and welcome to our little Canadian elf
In fact,
lives.
it's
I
kind of
hope
a fun
you
fact
Saturday
regarding
been going
Transformers 2,
I woke
how
up
it was written during the 2007 writers'
like an hour and a half
Michael
ago,
Bay in 2011 came clean
and I
about
can't
how
believe
he
that
felt Transformers 2
I
sucked
can
because of
move
that
my
strike.
body
He
after
said they
17
only had
hours
3 weeks
yesterday.
to come up with the story, which to many, just everyone kind of shrugged and was like, wow, that explains it. This was something everyone can kind of just wipe their hands clean of because it was an extraordinary
Seth
event.
MacFarlane,
But here's the thing.
Conan O'Brien.
Coming a little closer. I don't think the strike really contributed that much to this film sucking. Or at least as people think. Look, I get it. The strike had tremendous ripples in Hollywood. Entire productions were shut down.
Oh yeah,
Lost
this was the
ruined,
last,
Many
the
television
previous
studios
writer's
were on
strike,
hold.
where
It
Conan
made
O'Brien
waves,
became the
but it
best.
also only lasted
Conan O'Brien
100
showed that
days.
he was the
That's
best
still a long time for
television host of all
It can
time.
derail some projects on a time schedule, but I don't think it derailed this one, or at least to the extent that some may think. Yes, it's true production of Revenge of the Fallen began without a finished script, but this isn't the most unheard of thing in filmmaking.
For 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out what we're going to shoot that day. There was no script. You know, the crew would be in there tapping their foot waiting for us, and we'd be in there, you know, playing each other's parts and improvising. You know,
Iron
John would
Man.
be calling writer friends of his.
And it's not like they didn't have anything to go off of as well. Revenge of the Fallen was written by Aaron Kruger, Roberto Orci, and Alex Kurtzman. All three knew that the
Kurtzman
strike was
wrote
coming
that?
up,
Oh,
so they had to
shit.
come up with a brief days before the strike happened. What it seems like it was is they wrote out the initial plot and where it
Go
should
to
go.
Egypt,
Michael Bay
Lamau.
then went on to write 60 pages of a script, as he called it, which, hint hint, may also lead to another issue.
That's a penis.
After the strike was done, they still spent 6 months revising the script before shooting, locked in a hotel room, as they said, by Bay himself. I don't think I'm ready to fully blame the strike for every bad aspect that was kept in the script,
Hey, Professor, I'd do anything for an A.
or even double down on. There were still decisions made
Uncomfortable. What
that
the
still
hell?
happened because the writers just wanted them to. It kind of seems like Bay was going, oh yeah, that last movie, it was bad. We all agree it was bad, but that was outside of our control. This new movie, though, is gonna be far better. And then he went on to make Dark of the Moon. Oh, and Transformers 4 and 5. Same writers, too.
I'm an inventor.
Let's look at these writers' filmography, shall we? Star Trek Into Darkness, Cowboys and Aliens, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Now it's time for me to light my candles.
Oh my
The
god,
Mummy.
Mari.
Alex Kurtzman
you
himself
see Mari?
then went on to famously
On the
write
screen?
Star Trek Discovery and Picard, and he has another Star Trek treat on the way.
What?
Yeah,
What?
while Bay blames the
What do you
strike
mean there's
for
another
why the
Star
movie
Trek movie
wasn't
coming out?
executed as well, let me say, I truly believe deep down that this movie wasn't going to be skyrocketing past that 7 out of 10 anyway.
There's another Chris
Michael Bay
Pine
movies have
Star
always
Trek
had a
movie?
kind of, I don't know, for lack of better words, asshole nature about them. Like, nobody ever really
What
gets
the
along with
fuck?
a lot of Bay movies.
What the fuck?
Which sometimes can really work.
I thought this
especially
was
in regards to
dead.
comedy. Yet that tone just doesn't work for Transformers.
Star Trek 4 has yet to be officially confirmed or
In each
cancelled.
preceding Transformers sequel only
In March
deteriorates
2023,
into a
J.J.
bunch
Abrams,
of
who had been
idiots
producing all 3 of the
bickering
movies
back
in the
and
reboot
forth.
trilogy and directed
Characters will
2 of
fight
them,
for literally
said that a
no
search for a
reason at
director
all,
is still
sometimes to
ongoing.
just progress the plot. You can't take the elements of a simple, mean-spirited world
How about I park my foot in your ass?
and then wrap them up with Optimus looking off into
Hasn't
the
been confirmed for
sunset,
release date
saying
yet,
some
although it's
vaguely
indefinitely
heroic
been delayed
monologue
for the
about
planned
how
December
humanity is
22nd,
just so darn
2023
great.
slot. There's no rumors
Optimus,
about it when it
I
could reappear on the
disagree.
schedule in
Humans, as Michael
June
Bay writes
of last
them,
year.
really suck.
Prior to Shankman leaving the project, Paramount bosses
This tone only
Brian
gets
Robin
worse
did
with
confirm
each
development was
preceding
underway
movie
on the fourth
until
Star Trek.
eventually
We're
no
deep into it with
characters get
JJ,
along, not even the
and it feels
Autobots.
like
By
we're gonna
4
get
and
really
5,
close
it
to
seems like
starting
they despise
line
each
and
other.
excited about when we're gonna be.
He's like a child. This child is about to kick your ass.
But we'll get to
They're
those
gonna do
travesties
everything
when we
they
get to them.
can
All
to
right,
make
enough
sure it
vague
comes
notions of
out.
writing and tone. What
It's
actually
gonna be
happens in
shite.
this bad boy? In the last movie, we learned the vehicle Gundams came to Earth because their Jesus Cube fell to the planet thousands of years ago. In search of it, the leader of the Bamboozle Bots, Meta Knight, came to Earth and crash-landed in front of Shia LaBeouf's grandpa,
Yeah, in the
zapping
Arctic.
him with interstellar knowledge. Well, it turns out that was all a lie. That's right, the Transformers, as it turns out, have been here for thousands of years. Ever since civilization began, they've been here, putting their own symbols on ancient ruins to influence humanity, making pyramids. Why is the lore of Transformers so familiar? Could it be? No, it's not true. Oh, no, world's melding. We've gone beyond the looking glass. Realities are merging. Make it stop, make it stop! So yeah, Transformers were ancient aliens the whole time. Meanwhile, in the present, Optimus and the Autobots have teamed up with the ATF because
Does Bay just watch shitty TV and go, yeah, I can take that?
The encounter leads
I'm
to
kinda
so
getting
much
this feeling
collateral
now.
damage, it would make your average GTA player blush. Like,
Ooh.
damn, imagine you're driving home from work, thinking about the day-to-day, when suddenly your existence is snuffed out by Big Wheel from Spider-Man. For caring so much about humanity, the death of these innocents really doesn't seem to weigh on you, Optimus.
Yeah, it does feel it does feel like that.
One thing that's funny is that China doesn't seem to mind Americans coming into Shanghai. These are all nest operatives, but when it's Hong Kong in trouble, I guess then it's perfectly fine for the Chinese to come on in. Man, I wish that was just a joke and not a key feature of Transformers 4. This wreck and ominous warning is further elaborated on once everyone gets back to Nest headquarters.
I
This
forgot how
Fed
much
chastises
the series
Optimus,
pandered to
saying that
China.
there's only one real reason why the Decepticons are still here, to hunt the Autobots. This is the first instance of human authority distrusting the giant robots, who are very clearly the protagonists. It's a very common plot point in Michael Bay Transformers, which only gets worse off from here. This agent guy expositions so hard he gives away the location of the Allspark fragment that is under tight security.
Decepticons, we have located the shard.
Good job, bozo. Soundwave hears this and sends his wolf thing. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have
wait,
known
what?
this
That's
was
Soundwave?
because they look and sound nothing alike.
Decepticons, we have located the
Why the fuck is he a fucking orbiting satellite?
At least they made him look good in Bumblebee. Anyway, Shia LaBeouf is going off to college.
It's your little baby booties.
Extreme Goofy movie style. After discovering he had some Jesus Cube Cheeto dust on his old shirt, he accidentally turns all of his appliances into real boys. Bumblebee saves everyone from certain death. And
Wait,
as
which
a
one has the
reward,
penis?
he's
Was it the
chastised for
blender?
his transgressions. Fine, should've just let him die. After leaving his family home in ruins and failing to commit to a relationship like the real gamer he is, Sam heads off to college. His new roommate turns out to be a conspiratorial forum poster who spends way too much time
Is that the
on
one screaming about grip?
and he
Oh,
sticks
God.
around the whole movie. Oh boy.
You landed on my testicles.
Sam sees symbols, starts to lose his mind. Turns out the cube gave him a computer virus. For those that don't know, a MacGuffin is a device or object that is the sole purpose of the plot. Something that every character wants. A crystal skull, Ark of the Covenant, an Allspark. Turns out what's blasted into his mind is the coordinates to the Matrix of Leadership. Everyone wants Sam because his brain has a map to the Matrix, and everything for 90% of the plot is related to these two in some way. Sam becomes a MacGuffin to find a MacGuffin thanks to another MacGuffin. We're in too deep. The Matrix can do a lot of things like bring Optimus back to life, or
He
turn
will
on the
not
pyramids.
divide us.
Is Optimus
He
going
will
to be
not
brought back
divide
to
us.
life, or is the
He will
Fallen
not
going to
divide
suck
us.
the sun
Well,
dry?
remember when
I
he
wonder
just
how
had
it
that
ends.
video
Probably
up
should've,
of the
killed
flag in
Optimus
the
while he was
room,
still weak.
and they
I'll
figured
follow it.
out
Oh
the
well,
exact
can't win 'em all.
location via the sounds
end
of
of the day,
crickets
everyone
and
smiles
fucking
into the sunset.
coordinating
The Earth is
jet
saved. The
flights
only one
over
lost
top.
was the girl robot, so oh well.
Man, the Columbos of the internet
I mean,
sure are
where to even
something.
begin? There are a few things I actually kind of like about this movie, so I guess we start there.
Kitten calendar, kitten calendar, kitten calendar, kitten
Kitten calendar, kitten
Sometimes
calendar.
the jokes actually land,
We have to get you a tighter shirt. There isn't a tighter shirt. We checked.
and yeah, you can never go wrong with John Turturro. He's a blessed shining light in the circle of hell.
No, yeah, John's great in these movies.
But what can really be said that isn't blatantly obvious or hasn't been run into the ground already? The movie's way too horny and it's way too crass.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of the racism word.
Oh, we don't really do much reading.
Revenge of the Fallen really doesn't excel in anything uniquely bad,
Oh,
considering how much
oh,
worse these movies
thank you,
get,
Pointless Hub,
be it
for adding
Dark
that. That
Moon's
was perfect.
Ultraviolence, 4 being straight up Chinese propaganda, or the 5th being Drunk in the Gutter.
God, I'm sozzled.
Any of the other problems that begin in this movie only get worse.
Give me your faith.
I didn't even see that.
But there are a few flaws I want to focus on that I don't think anybody
Pussy.
really has ever mentioned before.
I
This
just
movie
think people
kind of
that work
fucks up
in
its
the
own
DoD
pacing.
is that the thing soldier tried to do to try and get like,
Birthplace
positions.
of the human race.
In the opening monologue, Optimus describes how Transformers have been on Earth for far
Yeah.
longer than anyone has known.
No,
Today,
it's totally accurate to use all that information. I was just shocked at how quickly they were able to find the location of what was just a room with a flag fucking stapled to the wall.
Earth in the first place. They've actually been here for all of human history. This seems like it could have been built.
Then
up
Sam
with
Hyde
an
showed up.
Interesting twist.
Heaves will not
Doesn't it?
divide. I
Optimus
forgot
even
Sam
says-
showed up on that
To
too.
protect the humans, a deeper revelation dawns.
Like he admits it's a revelation.
Revelation.
When does that revelation actually happen? I'm saying revelation too much. The rapture's going to start. Does Optimus even find out that the Fallen was here before? He kind of just comes back to life and then blows up a pyramid.
Our races united by a history.
Yeah, professional artists
What are you
all
talking
coming
about,
together
Optimus? Didn't really seem like it was a
to
revelation.
triangulate coordinations of what is basically nothing. Oh, he's dead.
One major reason I think Transformers 2 doesn't work, outside of, well, everything else,
Haircut with your bitch ass.
is half of its plot is structured around a mystery we, the audience, already know the answer to. This Decepticon ominously says the Fallen will rise again, and it takes every character out for a loop. What's the Fallen? That doesn't sound good. It's something nobody, even the Autobots, really understands. It's a little bit of a mystery for the characters. But you know who it's not a mystery for? The audience.
You get
the
told right
Fallen.
away.
I know that guy. He was stopping tribal people in the opening monologue. He snarled like an animal. But while that mystery is undermined, the Fallen sure doesn't help either. From his design to voice
Is mine.
to demeanor, he's just so much less imposing than Megatron. This is supposed to be the original Decepticon, yet he's just so lame. Like, he's Megatron's aging grandpa.
Back in my day, we used to hunt for witches.
It's like Megatron got beaten up and now he's bringing his dad to the schoolyard. Not to even mention, what is
Uncle
he
Frank,
doing
they're
for?
mean to
I guess he's
me.
getting
Come out of
revenge against
retirement and beat
humanity,
them with
but
your weird
humanity didn't even
Egyptian
defeat him
stick.
in the first place. The original Primes did, and they're dead. For being an even bigger bad than Megatron, he's just punched to death anyway. He doesn't even kill any Autobots.
Ooh,
He just goes after
Optimus
the US
fists them for
military.
free.
I mean, there's a lot that could
In
have
front of
changed.
everybody.
I mean, they probably should have used the first design for him. Make it
Yeah,
look like the
actually,
Decepticon logo
yeah,
since
that
it's
looks
the
like a
original
really
one in
good
the first
design
place.
comparatively.
Instead, it just looks like he wants to blow up Mata Nui. What else is on the list? Oh yeah, these two. What can even be said?
Oh, not the
They exist.
racism robots.
It's supposed to hurt. It's an ass kicking.
Paramount and the good people at Hasbro all came together and looked at everything that was going on here
I'm ugly, but we twins, you stupid genius.
and just went, yep, send it. It's like a social experiment. How many people can collectively go along with a horrendous abomination without speaking up? The answer is however many producers were involved with Transformers 2.
Those look like the old white men. By name alone, I assume. Ooh.
I mean, what can really be said about Revenge of the Fallen? It's Transformers 1 in tone and atmosphere, but just infinitely worse. I'm tired. I genuinely don't think this movie's good, but here's my horrendous confession. The next movie, Dark of the Moon, is actually kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I think I actually kind of like it.
You have brainworms. And as a
I
man
just
who
got an
knows he
email
has
from YouTube.
brainworms.
All my subscribers left.
Yeah. 2010 Mario Kart Wii U music. I wish I had a Wii growing up. I wish I had a Wii at some point in my life. That's the one I completely skipped.
You know, Pokemon.
I didn't
is
even
still
get to play it at
popular to
other
this
people's
day.
houses
Biggest
that often.
franchise in the world. But in the 90s, it was even
And the
bigger.
only time I
You
played
couldn't get
Brawl
away
is
from
I
it.
ran. I did like 7 steps and tripped and went, wait, they added
And then,
tripping in
after
this?
that
What the fuck
dramatic
do you mean
rise,
Jeff
it
Bezos was
fell.
around when
Just a
Pokemon
little
first
bit.
started?
It's still big. After in the world. But in the 90s, it was even bigger. You couldn't get away from it.
Oh yeah,
Don't
Amazon.
know what Pokemon is. You are.
And then after
Yeah,
that
you don't
dramatic
know what
rise,
Pokemon
it
is. You're
fell.
stupid.
Just a little bit. It's still big, but it was just enough of a dip that there was a time many worried that this was simply going to be a fad, relegated to the late 90s.
I missed the Wii too.
So what if it was? What if Pokemon
As someone
ended
never
up
got to
being
play
a
it,
fad? The
but only
people
got
who
to see
played the games
everything
forgot about
from
them
it.
and grew up. And after a few decades, they were all reintroduced to the world of Pokemon through a live-action movie. This movie, though, is brutal. Pokemon don't just faint anymore, they die. Imagine if you sat in that theater and watched your favorite Pokemon canonically commit war crimes. That's Transformers
Jesus.
Dark of the Moon.
No, Optimus!
It's been a long journey in this trilogy. We began with a blast from the 2007 past with the original Transformers, a film that, in my opinion, is still awesome. We suffered through Revenge of the Fallen, a broken movie that everyone involved with disregards to this very day.
Stop
And
showing
we've come
that!
now to our
Stop
final
showing the
stop
dog
before
humping.
this franchise plummets straight into rock bottom. Now, if you've come here expecting me to just hate on Dark of the Moon,
Oh, I
you
thought-
might get some of that, I'm not going to lie. But for the
What?
most part, you will be disappointed. Because
I
here's
forget
a
my thought now
dark
after seeing that
secret of my own.
man
I
step
kind
out with
of
no
like
pants.
this movie. Hey look, my credibility just withered and died. The big question you're probably asking is why? And my answer to that is I don't know. It's crass, it's brutally violent, it's somewhat depressing, and is basically the exact opposite of the original series. But at the same time, it's crass, it's brutally violent, it's somewhat depressing, and it's the exact opposite of the original series.
Washington, D.C. is mine!
Also, I was a teenage boy when this movie came out. I was this
Oh, yeah,
movie's
then you had no
exact
chance.
demographic. So forgive me if I look back on this movie with nostalgia goggles so thick I look like Professor Farnsworth. Does this mean that Dark of the Moon is some special gem, only now appreciated with time? Is this video a defense against a sea of negativity?
I seen 2 different
No,
critic
it's still
videos
not
in
very
that.
good, and all the criticisms against it are still very valid.
Lasers shoot off into outer space as the planet comes into the galaxy, and then the next line is Optimus!
It's just I like dumb things sometimes. And I like dumb things about this movie.
May I finish my shuhua milk?
I don't know, how do I even segue into this? I'm Nostalgia Critic, so you don't have to. Revenge of the Fallen
See,
was
Doug's in
not a good
everyone's
movie,
mind.
and everyone kind of knew it. Bay
Doug
chalked
will
the
always
whole
be
thing
with
up
us
to
on
the
the internet,
writer's
no matter
strike,
what
and
happens.
then just went in for the third. Though, considering their track record since the second movie,
I got flashbacks.
the writer's strike.
I got
Whether
flashbacks.
unionized
I think
labor
it's
is
the
to
next
blame or
one that's
not,
going to
the
be
one
really
thing Bay took
cringe.
away from the entire experience
Oh, I think the
was
next
that
one's going to have a
constant
really
jokes
cringe
about
thing
sex
in
and
it.
balls were not an ideal way of doing comedy. Those elements would not be returning for the final movie. Speaking of which,
Brace yourselves, the Transformers franchise just got a whole lot less sexy.
Megan Fox is gone. You'll never see her again until like 2022, where she's with Machine Gun Kelly for some reason.
Just a few drops.
Huh?
But yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes.
What the fuck?
She had a very public falling out with Michael Bay. Complained about Bay's attitude during filming of Revenge of the Fallen. You know, constructive criticism in a very rational manner, very subtle.
He wants to be like Hitler on his sets, and he is. So he's a nightmare to work for.
I meant subtle
Fox
in
McCloud.
vernacular, as in not very subtle at all. Because of these comments, she was let go for the next movie. Now, Bay went on to say that he actually had no problem with Megan Fox saying this, but the way that he says it is a little backhanded. Like, oh yeah, I knew it was Megan just being Megan. You know, being a brat. Bay says that while he didn't care too much about the comment, Steven Spielberg, on the other hand, cared immensely. He demanded she immediately be fired. It's funny to think Spielberg was ever associated with these movies, isn't it? So was Bay really not offended, but Spielberg was?
Steven was very upset when it came to his fantastic products that he threw money at,
I wasn't there.
like the
Whatever
live-action
reason,
Transformers
Megan Fox was
movies.
out and was replaced with a Victoria's Secret model. Make of that what you will. So Michaela as a character is now just gone.
Is that your girlfriend? Ex.
So how much of a problem can that be for the finale of this trilogy? Not shockingly, it's quite a problem, because by the time Megan Fox was fired, the script was already finished. Lines, character motivations, everything, the whole shebang. It was done. And the way they decided to patch over this little issue of the main love interest being gone was to just cross her name out and replace it with Carly. Carly, the new love interest, isn't simply a cheap replacement of Michaela. She is Michaela. She says the lines that Michaela was supposed to say and everything. Carly oversees a top-of-the-line classic car collection, which is something that seems pretty random for some British girl that Sam met at the White House. But you know who it's not random for? Michaela, a girl who spent her entire life working on cars and being a mechanic.
That's weird, I just wouldn't peg you for mechanical.
One major point of this movie really seemed to be that Sam, the college-educated guy who was kind of handed everything in his life, was now struggling once he actually had to find a job.
From Obama?
Yeah.
Obama?
In this office, we're mostly Republicans. So.
On the other hand, his working-class girlfriend ended up getting her dream job from hard work, and now Michaela is supporting both her and Sam while he feels inadequate in everything.
No, I don't need any money for lunch. I have money from yesterday's lunch.
Then suddenly, uh-oh, here comes Patrick Swayze. This is kind of an old relationship and now there's a potential threat to Sam. Then after the entire movie happens and Patrick Swayze is punched in the face, Bumblebee...
Oh my god, we killed Patrick Swayze? No!
Sam and Michaela are now going to get married. Yeah. We didn't get that, despite spending the entire last movie building up to just Sam admitting that he loves her. The series' core couple just breaks up off screen. Everything just feels so strange now. It's like if in Return of the Jedi,
Hi, Shy
once
Guy,
Han
welcome in,
came
but I
back,
hope you're doing
he
good.
randomly started to hook up with that blue chick,
Uh,
and Leia was just cast off into space.
I hope you remember or completely are unaware of the Transformers live-action movies, whichever's better for your psyche.
So this movie is brutal.
If you remember it, leave now. If you don't know, and are curious, morbidly,
There really seems to be an unspoken
by all
rule in
means.
fiction that as long as your violence is against robots, you can just get away with
You
anything.
do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you don't see blood, it's perfectly fine. That's why Samurai Jack just constantly killed androids.
Anybody remember when these robots were supposed to be full of energon? That blue stuff? Nah, it's just blood now. Because of that, this is probably the most violent PG-13
I liked them at the
movie
time. I
can
just
think of.
wanted
The
robot
whole
violence. See, everyone just wants robot violence because
into
it's
that. In
the
the 80s
satisfaction of
series,
real
the gore
violence
was
without
nothing
having to
but
see
idiots
a life
slapping each
die.
other around and then
The answer to
coming
all
back
that
the
is
next
yes.
week.
Ah, my brother.
The animated movie, while having so much death, I'm not gonna lie, still had that aesthetic of Gen 1 Transformers that masked the idea of this war.
Dare to be stupid.
Transformers 1
Reminder that Weird
like
Al
playing
is
Call
in
of
the
Duty.
original
The
animated
finale
Transformers
is
movie.
action
Dare to
street
be stupid
fighting.
is the
Our
song
cool
on that
military
soundtrack.
dudes go on motorcycles and say woo.
It's weird,
Mountain
like,
Dew machine
yeah,
goes
ha
on
ha, yeah, ha 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 ha.
Two
But
in the
it's
episodes
no,
as
it's
well.
very
But
strange
Transformers
to
3,
hear like
War in Transformers 3
so many
is,
80s power ballads on that fucking soundtrack, and then boom, Weird Al drops in your lap. And the Micro Machine Guy too, yeah, and the Micro Machine Guy. Well, the Micro Machine Guy was just like that
This is the tone of
dated
the movie. It
bit
doesn't really
to get
matter
a
that
fast man
conflict
screaming,
is
but
between robots that can turn into cars,
yeah, no,
or
both
that
of them,
the
both of them are
city just
equally
happens to be
equally weird.
Chicago. This still feels
dish pizza.
devastating. This would be traumatic in real life. Holy hell. In the original series, the Decepticons wanted to harvest Earth's energy, send it
The
back
guy
to
that only has
Cybertron,
the story
you
to
know,
tell.
that whole thing. They were goofballs.
But he tells
But
it
in
very
this movie,
fast.
let's just enslave all of humanity. Chicago is an occupied nation. We even have fascist... Oh, I'm sorry. Decepticon collaborators.
It was all business, but now it's personal. Do you understand me?
I understand.
They just
Patrick
fucking execute
Swayze.
prisoners now. Remember when this started as a ploy to
Jesus!
sell plastic toys? That brings me to my other point, the design of the robots themselves. First off, the Decepticons, I guess. Transformers 2 started this cluttered design that the movies never got away from again. Decepticons for the last two movies have been a bunch of polygons that are all the same color of gray and black. Now by the third movie, they just stop even looking humanoid. They're just entirely different species.
Yeah, weird metal
Four
bugs.
eyes, mangled teeth. These idiots were supposed to be purple, but now they're just animals. Psychotic, snarling animals. But I can't really complain about that, because Decepticons at the end of the day still do look cool. They actually have a far better fate than our poor friends the Autobots, because the
How bad
problem
did they
with the
look?
Autobots
Oh.
is that they just look so damn ugly now. They look way too human.
Hi Star,
Jesus
welcome in.
Christ.
Happy
I didn't
100,000
wanna see
minutes
a
of streaming.
50-foot
Thank
tall
you!
Albert Einstein. I didn't need to see
I
his
recently
head off of his
surpassed
body.
1,000 hours of streaming. That was
It's been like
that's a lot.
12
Highlights and
minutes.
welcome
I
in,
should
bud.
probably-
Hey, bitches and bros and non-binary hoes!
Man, I didn't.
So now we assist our allies in solving human conflict.
We're watching 5 reviews of Transformers
I love that
movies,
the
the
feds
live
are
action
just
one.
like, we
Get
didn't
out now
tell
if you
them
want to
that.
not
They
have
went rogue.
cringe.
These
Hi,
giant
son, welcome
alien
in.
robots that
Like
just really
2
cared
or so
about
hours
Iran's
ago.
nuclear deal. After like 3 movies, you could really tell that there was a formula these films were following. There's a
Formula.
technology lost to time.
I've
that
only been
must
back
be
on for,
recovered.
like,
One powerful
maybe an
leader of
hour
the
at this
factions
point.
is resurrected, and as usual, it turns out that Transformers and humans have crossed paths before. You see, the moon landing was a conspiracy, but not that type
Welcome in,
of conspiracy
bud. Good
with
morning.
the sound stages and the Kubricks.
Yeah,
No,
the Kubrick.
The moon landing was real. It just had an additional secret agenda other than dancing on the Soviets. The real mission was to investigate an alien spaceship on the, well, you know. This spaceship was actually the most important Autobot ship of all
Barack
time,
Obama.
and it had the key to winning the entire war.
No, we already heard the
before it was
Obama line
lost to
earlier.
space. Damn.
When
it
Sam's
really
trying to
be
get a
like
job
that. I
and
get
the guy
Autobots
goes,
are
"Oh,
rebels
you voted
and
for
we're on the
Obama?
losing
Well, we're a
side
bunch
the
of
Cybertron war,
we're a bunch
but I'm
of
pretty sure they
Republicans
could
here."
have afforded
It's
to
not my
use a
birthday
few
yet.
more fighters,
You
right?
have a
After
month.
The ship splats down on the moon.
You have
NASA
exactly
is
1
alerted
month.
and brings the news straight away to JFK. Now I love the Apollo missions. Hell, I'm probably the only person that remembers that Neil Armstrong movie starring Ryan Gosling.
What?
So don't take this as
What?
a slight against NASA or space travel, but the first
No,
10
it's the
minutes
fish's
of this
birthday
movie
today. You
is
all
an
go wish Mari a
unapologetic
birthmas.
circle jerk of
A
the
happy one
Apollo
even.
11 mission. Dark of the Moon just forgets that Transformers exist for a full 4 minutes. Fun fact, NASA let Michael Bay film a lot of stuff on location. Like a lot of stuff. I know there's criticism of these movies glorifying the military-industrial complex, but what about glorifying the space-industrial complex? Big shuttle. This film really is a NASA movie, though, and you can tell somebody on this production just really wanted to have a movie involving the space program. The Autobots don't even have their own spaceship. They just tacked it onto a space shuttle. There you go. That's your Autobot ship. I need to get back on track. Sam, he's still in these movies. For now.
For now.
I'm gonna skip over everything Sam does in this movie. He can't
Yeah,
find
actually,
a
hold
job.
on.
He finds a job. His boss
Let
is
me
John
make sure I've got the
Malkovich.
timeline
Ken
right.
Jeong is there.
Wang. Deep wang.
And he says things, and then he's flown out a window. Dark of the Moon has two plots going on. One is about unraveling this mystery, I guess
Right,
you could call
July
it that,
ends in the
about why the
31st. Sorry.
Decepticons are working with humans. Then the other half
30
is after
days.
that mystery is revealed,
30
and the
days
good
from
part
now.
of the movie begins. So I guess let's start off with the conspiracy part.
It's not my birthday. You go wish Woozle a happy
Dark of
birthday.
the
Every
Moon's
day is
human
Woozle's
plot
birthday.
is all about
Because every day is a gift to have
grand
Woozle in your life.
conspiracy. The gang goes to Chernobyl.
Deep
They
Wang, the deepest
uncover
of
this
Wang.
wacky ball. And they fight over it with a new Decepticon, one we haven't seen before. I like that Optimus by now has his trailer and it also transforms, so he gets his little sword and shield from it wherever he goes.
What the hell was that thing?
That is Shockwave.
One issue taking
Why'd
these
you just
fan
whip the
favorite
sword?
characters from Gen 1 and turning them into edgy monsters is that when you keep the same original names, it's kind of hilarious. It's like if the Balrog was called Wingmaster. Yeah, so anyway, the gang goes to Chernobyl to find this ball, one that's from a Transformer alien ship, and the Autobots are wondering why the Russians had a piece of this tech and why the Decepticons wanted it. And conveniently, because I assume the feds knew Optimus was gonna ask some questions, they just bring out Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz, come out here. You gotta talk to these big robots. You've been on the moon.
This is just so corny. I love it. Imagine if you're one of the first men to ever be on the moon, and then decades later you have to pretend that your greatest accomplishment in life was a part of some grand conspiracy involving toy robots from the 1980s. Buzz and his friends explained that they went and explored the ship. Just like the start of the movie showed, Optimus tells everyone that the ship had tech that could have won the war, which the start of the movie also showed. One thing they haven't showed is how did the Russians get the engine part in the first place? The answer to that is nothing!
Soviets managed to land.
Yeah, no, it just happened.
Somehow they must have picked up that fuel rod.
They just hand wave it away.
Somehow they must have picked up that fuel rod.
Yeah, they don't
Just
even
you know, it moves the plot along. Don't worry about it.
The entire
Bet you Buzz was
catalyst
having
of
a
this
fucking
film
blast.
has
I bet
no
you he was
explanation
high out of his
for how
mind.
the Russians even got it in the first place. The Autobots fly to the moon.
Oh, wait,
and
hold on.
reset
Have
the
you not?
crime.
Hold on. I gotta show this. For that response, I feel there's a gap of information. Here's a quick Buzz Aldrin video.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. money is a good thing. If you want to buy new things, new rockets, instead of keep doing the same thing over, then it's going to cost more money. And other things need more money too. So having achieved what the president wanted us to do, and then what thousands, millions of people in America, and millions of people around the world. You know, when we toured around the world after we came back, the most fascinating observation was signs that said, we did it. Not just us, not just America.
It's the
but
fake
we,
Buzz, the real
world.
Buzz.
Different
Still on the
countries.
moon with his
They
moon
felt
cult,
like
wearing his moon hat.
they were part of what we
It's
were
an
able to
upside down
do.
pyramid.
And that made us feel very good.
TLDR, they had to win the space race, so they faked it, and they had Stanley Kubrick film it. The biggest indicator that Kubrick let it slip is if you rewatch The Shining. There's a lot of Apollo imagery. But yeah, once they completed the space race, there you go. We did it. You don't have to do it anymore. You don't have to fake going to the moon after you fake going to the moon once. Like, you could just say that for the rest of life. That's why real space travel is never gonna happen. Because we haven't done it in the first place, and it's not profitable. We won the big war, now we can continue to build other cool things, like jets that can drop bombs at Mach 17. Didn't have enough money to fake it on Earth, so we had to film it on location. Low orbit. Low orbit. You can achieve low orbit.
After a little incident at the office,
Boop.
Sam reunites with Simmons to uncover what is really going on.
Buy my book.
Buy my book.
Before it's too late, people.
Halfway through this investigation,
Understand,
Revolution
it's
is
all
suddenly
here.
that the
Now give me
Decepticons have
$20.
1,000 pillars. They thought there were 5, there's actually like 1,000. They actually let the Autobots find Sentinel, because only
But if
Optimus
we have
could
things
revive
on the
him.
moon,
They
can
have
we
to
just see it
protect
through the
Sentinel.
telescope? Like the
Sentinel's
flag?
The key to all of this. Oh no.
Have you? Have you seen it? Rip Ironhide. Oh my god!
Megatron's grand plan the
Oh
entire
yeah,
time
Megatron
was
shoots
for the Decepticons
the
to
statue
take
of
the
Abe
pillars
Lincoln
from
to sit in the
ship
throne.
and then revive Sentinel because the two
Where the
had
mirrors that we
planned
put
the
so
whole
we
time
could
to
hit
meet up
ourselves
like
with
1,000
lasers.
years
Yeah,
ago
lasers are
before
funny.
they coincidentally
You know
crash-landed
the word
right
laser is
next to
actually
each other.
actually an
Man,
acronym,
Allspark
right?
crash landed, Megatron crash landed, Sentinel crash landed, the Fallen was here. It's just really something, ain't it? It's really something. How did the Decepticons get the pillars from the moon to the Earth? They needed a portal to even get from the moon to the Earth in the finale. We've never seen them use spaceships. When did this plan even begin?
Yeah, that's one of the
Megatron
most
wasn't
annoying
even
things in the
awakened
Michael
until a
Bay
few
movies
years
is that
ago, but
all the
Decepticons
fucking
apparently raided the
Autobots and
ship before
Decepticons just
Apollo
show up
11
on
even
Earth.
got there,
This is the
and then
only
hid them
fucking
across the
spaceship
Earth.
I remember
But the entire
seeing
plan hinged on
in all of
Optimus
them.
reviving Sentinel, yet he didn't arrive on Earth until a few years ago also. And if this was a plan that has been in the making for decades, why was this not the first plan? Why didn't Megatron ever use this massive army that has apparently been on the moon this entire time? Where did this army even come from? Why was it buried? It didn't come from the Ark.
WTF to that?
Who cares about the fine details of the writing? They sure didn't. The only thing I know we all came here for is the finale. The finale where a bunch of robots blow shit up.
And vaporize a lot of people. Army was sleepy and needed 20 more years of sleepy.
Alright.
I know, I think it's like it's been millennia of that crashed ship, and all those fucking Decepticons just passed out
After Sentinel betrays the
Just
Autobots,
it just has to keep moving. It doesn't need to make sense. You just need to understand that the plot is going forward, whether you like it or not, whether you understand it, or whether you're drooling in the corner going, nothing that you said makes any sense to the grand continuity you've set up.
And after all the fun times are had, the Autobots come back. How ballsy would it have been, though, if they had Optimus Prime die in Challenger 2? So, the last third is why I like this movie. The last third is probably why you like this movie. What else would you like about it? How they killed Ching from Community?
You see the sidewalk down there? Man.
Okay, I take that back. That was pretty funny. The last third is just straight fighting for an hour. It's a good ending to this trilogy.
It would have been a little
the best
funny.
fight of the series by far. I like how they wingsuit into
Remember, Big Bird could have died on Challenger. Big Bird almost died, and they would have had to stop fucking having Big Bird on Sesame Street.
All have to slide down it like it's Super Mario 64. Did you know
God, what a reality warping tragedy that would have been.
Everything. Say what you will about the rise of CGI, but this is some classic Hollywood filmmaking. What else? Oh yeah, that worm thing. I love that.
Good death you are willing to stick to and not walk back from. It's always a Chad. Yeah.
I just love Shockwave in
That's why I let Gurren Lagann.
It's a shame too because he.
If you know, you know.
In the advertisements, he was hinted as being the big bad, and then all he does is just.
Fun Pokemon fact: if your pets fight in real life, you'll get arrested.
Maybe he's like a
fun Wood Elf fact. I grew up in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in the country. One of my neighbors used to do cockfights. I didn't realize until much later. But thinking back at pivotal moments when he had like 10 trucks in the driveway and everyone was hanging out late at night in the big barn, pieces start coming together.
As an old Midwest boy, Chicago is kind of the big city for me. So to see the grand conclusion of the Autobot-Decepticon war be in my backyard, it was pretty neat. As much as I dragged the miserable nature of this film, and it's often commented how depressing it is, I think it adds to the stakes.
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch.
A lot of that is
buff hard cowboy cocks.
When Optimus is just swinging those swords and the music's going.
Do not come.
Don't you tell me what to do. Don't you tell me what to do.
I'm gay. Hides the imperfections of a film. This tone is something we haven't really seen in summer blockbusters since, at least as brutal as this was. And speaking of brutal,
Optimus, the war criminal.
Optimus Prime has always fought in any iteration of Transformers. Even in Transformers 1, he was kind of fighting to defend himself. But then, as the trilogy just kept progressing, the way Optimus fought started becoming a little bit more,
insane and brutal.
And we all know that this is really summarized best with how he dealt with Sentinel.
No, Optimus!
I find this kind of hilarious.
Man lying bleeding out in the street. Yeah, let me just point a shotgun straight to his chest.
Time to find out. Megatron is Megatron. Like, he's just bullied by Sentinel the entire time. And then at the end of the movie, he finally rises up, and together with Optimus, they beat Leonard Nimoy into a pulp. So how does Optimus approach Megatron in this temporary truce? Just rips his head off. Yet, what if I told you there was another ending?
Jesus.
There was another ending. In the original ending, Optimus and Megatron were still gonna team up to fight Sentinel together, but it was a much longer sequence. The fight was actually gonna be a struggle for them both, and the end result of this fight would be Sentinel dying in combat, not just being executed. The two rivals would then agree to a peace. Yup, that was the original end to the trilogy. Megatron would simply become sick of the fighting and agree to a peace deal. And we know this because this is how the novelization of the movie ends. The book was adapted from an earlier screenplay. Things kind of end up like they do.
What? It could have been.
Cartoon. Megatron
it could have been nice.
Leave to rebuild Cybertron, while the Autobots remain on Earth and adopt it as their new home. If you want to know the full story to this, Trans Theories has a good video about it. My point is that we didn't get that though. There is no room for discussion or nuance in this iteration. Only death. Our hero of the story finishes.
You can't make more afterwards if it's a peaceful resolution.
That fits a war film, sure, but I don't think it fits a Transformers film. This final scene symbolizes what the Bayformers films kinda were.
Ducks
They
in
borrowed
outer space.
characters and story beats from the lore, but drastically reimagined everything to be as dark and palatable for adults as possible. Dark of the Moon was that
Hey,
grittiness
Uncle Scrooge,
taken to its
you
most
need a
extreme.
suit up
This
there.
was a film that stumbled a lot, but in the end, it at least made this trilogy
He'd
reach
also
the finish
wear.
line in one piece,
That's
which is
gotta
something I
be
can't say for a
one
lot of
expensive.
I think what really made me appreciate Dark of the Moon is what came after. Nothing makes a bad movie look good than an even worse movie. What else can I say? Run.
No, 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 no.
Oh.
Wait.
You like music? The pill.
Alright, so are you prepared for the fourth one?
I'm an inventor.
Keep making the robot movies. You can't stop me.
I'm an inventor.
Numbers. They can have meanings. 13 is unlucky. 666 for the mark of the beast. 7
Mr.
is a lucky number.
Beast.
And in the world of media, be it video games or movies, there is a number that symbolizes nothing but chaos and death. I'm talking, of course, about the dreaded number of 4.
Yeah, the
Halo
death
4,
number.
Spyro 4, Indiana Jones 4, Toy Story 4, Matrix 4, Sonic 4, Phantom Menace,
Rag, there's
Episode
5.
1,
Actually, no, there's 6.
Star Wars 4. There's also a bunch of really good fourth entries. Kind of muddles my point, but you know, there's
No.
here. I've connected the dots.
Metal
The
Gear
trilogy
Solid
just
4
a
is not a video
system.
game, it's a movie.
Beginning, middle, and end. There's nothing better than a trilogy wrapping everything up with that final movie.
And see,
That
this is
final
why they
scene
didn't
is
end
that
it on
last
peace
note,
in the last
musical
movie.
piece. Everything has built up to that conclusive
How?
beautiful
Money.
chord to leave a feeling of finality.
Money.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
And then one of the fingers slip and hits an awkward minor key right after. That awkward minor key, that slip up, that's the fourth entry. Now, not all trilogies are perfect. In fact, a certain trilogy can be incredibly flawed, but still, that fourth entry can come around and fail so terribly that it makes the flawed trilogy look
You
like
know
it was
how
crafted
all
by
the
the
Transformers
masters
have, like,
themselves.
even though they have wacky over-the-top designs, their transformations kind of look cool. You can see where parts are moving. What used to be a panel of a helicopter is now like the armor plate of an arm.
Transformers 4.
You defend my
This one's
family.
bad.
Or die.
When the Michael Bay movies were coming out, they were despised, seen as the worst part of cinema. But now today, they're kind of looked back on fondly, you know, at least by a certain demographic on a certain YouTube channel. Part of this is because of nostalgia, sure. Part of it because modern movies have really not improved.
Yes, Mari's doing a
honest
Birthmas
here.
stream
And in
last
terms
I
of the
checked later
Transformers
tonight.
franchise itself, this trilogy is remembered better because what came after was
As soon
such
as
an
I know, I'm gonna yell at
abomination.
y'all to go over there and wish you happy
I was
Birthmas.
The
Oh yeah,
enemy of
look,
my
it's
enemy is my
Frasier.
friend.
I also have a saying. I don't care.
Top knot
You're a
rating
Paramount or
from the
Hasbro
Transformers
executive,
team.
and you like money. Transformers made a lot of money, more money than you've ever seen, and you don't want to stop this oil well from gushing. Only one problem: Michael Bay was not returning. Bay was pretty much done after Dark of the Moon, so Paramount and Hasbro now had to find a new director. There were rumored replacements for who they wanted to come in, one of which was Roland Emmerich. Could you have imagined
Oh
though,
my
if
god, Roland
directed
Emmerich would have been
the Transformers
amazing.
movie? The acting could have been even worse.
The Roland Emmerich is the guy
We
who
could
makes
have
all
had
those
more
disaster
CGI.
movies like
We really
2012
missed out. But why did
and
Bay come back?
Moonfall.
I thought
Oh
he
my
was done
god,
with the
chat,
series.
if you haven't
Did
seen
he lie to
Moonfall,
me?
that's
Did he lie to
amazing.
my fucking
So
face?
fucking stupid.
Well, 2 reasons. One, he wanted to control where the franchise would go after him. In interviews, he said it was like his baby, and it just felt wrong having another director come in. So, it was just one of those things. It's like, when you look what's going on in the film business with the franchise frenzy right now, why is Cameron doing 2 more Avatar movies?
Ooh,
Why
sir,
is
he's
Peter
doing
Jackson
5.
doing 3 more Hobbit movies that are in the same world as Lord of the Rings? When you have a franchise, it's very hard to give it up. I love that this article from
Avatar
11 years ago
movies.
shouted out the hit 2022 blockbuster Avatar 2: The Way of Water. Entire empires rose and
Avatar
fell before that
3
came
comes
to
out
theaters. When
December
you're talking
19th,
about doing another
2025,
sequel
at least the
after a
US release
successful
date.
trilogy,
The 4th one will
you should
come out
probably avoid
December
doing
21st,
is
2029,
mentioning Peter
and the
Jackson
5th
in The
Avatar movie
Hobbit.
is set to
More of a
release
tragic
December
tale
19th,
warning of,
2031.
like the ring wraiths.
And
So Bay
Avatar
had some
5 is in
ideas and
pre-production
a
right now.
direction that he
Avatar
wanted
4
the
is
franchise
currently
to go
filming.
in. And his plan was to plant these seeds, J.J. Abrams style, and then just
Also,
fuck off.
fun fact,
J.J.
Avatar
Abrams
3
style.
is going to
This was supposed to be
introduce
his
the
official
Fire
last
Tribe, well, the Ash
The
Tribe,
lesson here is sometimes it takes
and
an
they're going to be
absolute
the
embarrassment
villains.
to make somebody finally walk away.
The Fire Nations are going to
2,
attack.
Pain and Gain. Remember Pain and Gain?
I remember Pain and Gain.
Yeah, Bay agreed to come back to do Transformers 4 if Paramount would fund that movie. You know, the movie he actually wanted to make. Mix both into a blender, and what do we get? An empty void of nothing. We all lose. Most
Mission
people
Impossible
already
has another
consider the
part.
Bay
It's
former
multi-parted too.
movies a soulless,
The
passionless
Final Fantasy
spree.
series is ending on a trilogy.
But upon this rewatch of the entire
The final,
series, I have
sorry,
to
not
say
Final
they really
Fantasy,
aren't
Fast and the
bad.
Furious,
At least
FF,
Transformers
brain
1
rot.
and 3. There is
The
effort and an energy
Fast and
behind the
Furious
camera that's put into
final
the
movie was supposed to be a
Even if they
two-parter,
have flaws,
and then
and they
Vin
fail,
pushed
and they
to
fail a
make it
lot,
3
There is
movies.
still something there. You notice that distinct
So,
Bay style, one that's
technically,
often overwhelming and obnoxious,
the final Fast and
but it still
Furious
makes
movie
these
is going to be
films
one
stand out,
really
for
long
better or
9-hour
worse.
flick.
That
If you
doesn't
consider
exist
all
in
the bonus
Transformers
content and
4.
everything.
Everything now just feels
Why
so
money?
sterile and hollow. It's almost like a fan fiction continuation of a
The rot
story,
consumes.
like
It's day 4.
Optimus
It's
and
gonna.
Bumblebee
It's gonna.
put through a wormhole into some bizarro dimension. One where they entirely forget about Sam or any humans they previously knew. and
Username,
now
I
just
agree
hang out
with that too.
Marky
Tokyo
Mark
Drift's
and his
good
funky
too.
bunch. There's this anime based on Lilo.
No,
and
because it
Stitch,
turned into
and the whole premise of
fucking
the
weird
show
spy
is that
movies.
Lilo dumped Stitch because she grew
Oh,
up. So
not
Stitch
this
just spent
anime.
The entire series hanging out with this entirely different Japanese girl. The entire show is a blight on humanity, and it never should have been made. That's Transformers: Age of Extinction. Mark Wahlberg is this anime girl.
Mark Wahlberg is this anime girl in Optimus's Stitch.
Sequels and remakes, bunch of crap.
Let me sum this up as quickly as I can. Whew. Here we go. 65 million years ago, aliens wiped out the dinosaurs by turning them into metal. They used this metal to make Transformers. Forget about the Allspark, this new thing is the canon now. Remember Ratchet? Medical officer, kind of a goofball.
Wow, that was tingling.
Yeah, he just gets gunned down. There's this gray badass guy who apparently isn't an Autobot or Decepticon.
I need
We meet our
some
main
anime
character,
girl, and
Kate
it's Mark
Yeager,
Wahlberg's face, just
going
Photoshop
for a
perfectly
scrap in
over.
a small Texas town. Can't you tell we're in Texas? I don't really know. And like any true Texan, Cade sounds like he just walked out of Fenway Park after slamming a few too many Sam Adams.
Jerry, you bring his big ass up here. He's gonna be huffing and puffing before he can squeeze out of that car. You back out on my grass, you're gonna be in big trouble.
Cade is broke, and he has a daughter and TJ Miller
Texas.
to take care of.
Oh,
being
TJ Miller.
responsible, he buys a broken down truck to scrap it for parts. Upon buying this truck, he realizes it's a Transformer and says
Oh my
the
god, it's
funny
Transformer.
line.
I'm an inventor. This could be a game changer for me. If I can apply that technology to my inventions, we never have to worry about money again.
I've heard that before.
Wow, that is by far the worst shit I have ever seen.
He hotwires Optimus back to life, and TJ Miller stupidly sells them all out to the feds. Because of this action, they're all almost killed by Black Ops agents before Optimus saves their asses.
Makes
TJ
sense.
Miller dies. Cade's daughter
Yay!
has a hot Irish boyfriend who's also a race car driver.
And here's where the creepy thing comes.
That's his only attribute. Other than the,
Here's the creepy bit.
Fraser's been selling the actual scrap metal of dead Autobots to Stanley Tucci. He was given a blank check to wipe out
The thing that keeps getting flashed, that little card, it's gonna get read out, and it's gonna be one of the most cringy bits.
Xeno scum. Nobody ever catches on that he was doing this. It turns out that this modern company in 2014 has figured out what makes these alien robots tick. And not only that, they have replicated their very metal. They now know how to manipulate it like it was a shitty special effect. They've also been accidentally rebuilding Megatron.
Wait, didn't he have his head split in half?
Why can't we make what we want to make the way we want to make it?
The gang goes to Chicago to confront KSI, leading to the Autobots wrecking up the place, killing Oreobot in the process.
Oreobot!
While driving away, KSI sends out Megatron, now called Galvatron, who they have 100% control over.
This is what I hate about this
In
movie, the
chaos,
transformations
Lockdown comes
for
out
all
of
of
nowhere
them.
and kidnaps Prime like he was
From the
He also takes the
human-made
girl who couldn't
Decepticon
figure out
line.
how car doors
They
work.
just break into particles.
So Cade,
Where's Logan
boyfriend,
Paul when you
and
need him? In
Autobots
Japan.
have to now sneak onto the ship to save the girl.
He's
and
just
also
walking around in a
Optimus, I
forest
guess.
right now doing nothing in particular.
This is gonna be flying out of here in 10 minutes? 10 minutes?
KSI freaks out and moves to their Chinese location, just like Activision Blizzard. Everyone except for Stanley Tucci figures out what Megatron's real plan is, and it's to use the space MacGuffin that blew up the dinosaurs on the city of Hong Kong, harvesting all of the metal to make a Transformer army. Megatron then wakes up and hijacks all the other KSI bots to make a Transformer army. The last third of the movie is nothing but fighting over this MacGuffin until all the bad guys die.
My God.
Also, there's Dinobots. I like the
Which are
Dinobots.
not used well
After
enough.
realizing that Mark Wahlberg is a pretty neat guy, Optimus Prime fucking shoots off into outer space like Poochie going back to his home planet.
And then he dies.
My planet needs me.
He even dies returning there. Let's just dissect
Imagine
these
having
plot
the
points
I'm
further,
not
shall we?
technically-
It's like a game of
Oh.
Operation, but with even more screaming.
You're giving it away. You're giving it away. Let the funny reviewer man give it. Explain it.
Yup. After
Hi, Joxer.
everything,
Welcome in.
The government just guns
Romeo
down
and
the
Juliet
Autobots
law
in the
is really
streets
creepy, and the
sells
fact
their
that it's
bodies for
prominently
parts. Or
fucking
so I
featured
thought
in
for
this
the last,
film
like,
is uncomfortable
decade,
on
'cause I
many
haven't rewatched
levels.
this movie since 2014. Technically, the Autobots were not hunted by the US government. They were hunted by a CIA Black Ops unit called Cemetery Wind, led by Sideshow Bob. The purpose of Cemetery Wind was to wipe out the remaining Decepticons. But that didn't happen, and they just kill everyone. I get that Beast from the X-Men is a CIA Black Ops agent, and he's a scary guy, and he has all these connections throughout the government. But when it's somebody in Washington start to wonder where the leader of those giant robot cars went, does anybody actually care? Because I haven't even
No one
talked
cares.
about how common people hate Transformers now. There's these goofy posters, people are ingrained to report whenever they see a robot. You think maybe the government does support this because nobody trusts the Autobots anymore. But nope. The government has nothing to do with these posters at all. They're not the bad guys in this, they're wondering where Optimus went, even though it's their own guy that did this, and used their own resources.
Over to the White House just to powwow.
New boot goofing.
where We get maybe some more
New boot goofing.
about how exactly you're hunting the enemy Decepticons.
It's like the movie liked the idea that the Autobots are outlawed, but it also didn't want the US to be the 100% bad guy. The only conclusion you can
No,
take
the
away
government's
from
your
this
friend.
is the
Now
United
join the
States
military.
wiped out the Autobots with their own resources by accident. These alien defenders of humanity who survived the civil war on Cybertron, who lived for thousands of years, were just brought down by the US deep state. Yeah, that sounds about right. Whether
Okay, Conan,
or not
brother.
you think this is an interesting direction to take the series,
No, it's a terrible
not.
direction
the
to
end
take the
result
series.
just leaves us with this bitter taste in our mouth.
They got playing cards!
Is Optimus Prime kinda just hates humans now?
They slaughtered Ratchet. I'm gonna tear them apart.
You humans. After all
You
we have
miserable
done, how
fucking
many more of my
pieces of
kind
shit.
must be sacrificed to atone for your mistakes?
The last 3 movies were him and the Autobots defending Earth against the Decepticons, trying to prove that humans were something worth saving. And then the people just gunned them all down, off screen. Wonderful. They even say they're just leaving Earth after this battle.
But then we're done defending the humans.
Like, they're sick of humans.
You get
They're sick of
one
our shit.
more. You get one more helping hand, and then we're gone forever.
The
Fuck
only reason
off.
the Autobots are even here in the next movie is just to hang out with Mark Wahlberg.
Don't eat cars.
Turns out Cemetery Wind was being helped out by some neutral bounty hunter called Lockdown. He's above the whole Autobot Decepticon
Enlightened
thing.
centrist.
The only people he works for are the creators. Here's another fun fact. So that whole lore of the Allspark granting Transformers life or whatever, I guess that was
dumb.
a lie or something. It was the creators. Creators made them, not the Cube. Because not only were they here before the moon landing, or here before the pyramids were built, they were here in the land before time. And the way they made the Transformers was by creating some special metal by detonating some floating bombs. So what the hell did the Allspark do?
Nothing.
Did that not make them? What did the creators actually, like, create? Did they make the Transformers in a factory? Or did they just harvest the material and then use the Allspark to bring the robots to life? Did the creators always intend on the robots turning into cars? Do the creators have cars? These are questions that will never be answered, as just like the Endless in Halo Infinite, we'll never find out what the fuck they are. And I know some might be typing in the comments that Quintessa is a creator, but no, nerds. Apparently she's not. She's like something else entirely, I guess. A space witch. They don't even stick with this plot point into the next movie. The only real effect the creators end up having on the entire plot is that they created something called the Seed, and Stanley Tucci runs around with it for the last third of the movie.
Excuse me! Excuse me, lady, excuse me! Oh my god! How do you say get the fuck out of the way in Chinese?
Tucci's character did all of this to patent the metal that he now calls
Transformium.
Yeah, that's what we're going with. Okay, James Cameron. There are some concepts here that
Unobtainium.
like,
Transformium.
think about this. After the events of Chicago,
Cat spider.
humanity has lost all faith in the Autobots.
He's got to keep it. It's precious to him. It is his seed, and no one else is allowed to touch it or have
It's
it.
made up of men who lost people in Chicago. They just have a vendetta against any
Reminder, all the
person.
Transformers movies are just disaster movies. If you want to see a bunch of cities get leveled slowly, you sit back and you watch that. Watch Transformers movies, but just mute it, and go to the third act.
Optimus is kind of to blame for what happened in Chicago. He awoke Sentinel Prime, the supposed real leader of the Autobots, told everyone to trust him, only for Sentinel to then not only betray everybody, but also almost end humanity in the process. Don't think of these as funny big robots from the 80s. Imagine if this was actually real. Even if you knew the full story, Optimus still looks like an idiot who got bamboozled.
Complete
and thousands
moron.
died for it.
Yeah, take a look, Optimus. This is all on you.
Stopping Sentinel
You
and saving
murdered them
Chicago,
all!
It's kind of just putting out the fire that they accidentally started. So the government backs away, and in the confusion, this vengeful Black Ops team with unlimited resources takes out the Autobots in a surprise
Ah, the
ambush.
CIA.
Also, Dinobots somehow fit into this. This could have been
I'm so upset
darker
Grimlock does
follow-up to
not
the third
speak
movie.
in this movie.
Optimus could feel guilt over putting faith in Sentinel Prime for accidentally
Well, it
leading
was
to
not
the events in
Grimlock.
Chicago. He might see his own judgment as the thing that broke that trust, the thing that led to these events. But no, Sentinel is never brought up once, nor are Optimus's feelings on any of this. Well, except for being mad that humans killed his friends. Bringing in a bounty hunter.
All you're
who
saying is
doesn't
they
give
have to
shit
do some
about the
legwork. They still have unlimited
Autobots
funds as long
is a
as they
pretty
keep
cool
the drug
concept.
trafficking
Like, he
going.
just sees them as
Like,
kids in a
drug
city.
trade could have been ended decades ago.
It makes the universe
They have
feel
unlimited
bigger, that
funds
there can be
in
Transformers out there
lieu of
that-
having to do a little bit
But
of like
instead,
step
Lockdown
outside the
is
door
pretty much just
and
a
sell
repo
it.
man trying to take Optimus Prime back to his creators. What Lockdown is doing is never really explored because we never find out what the creators actually are. Even the fact there are a new set of characters that aren't tied to Sam Witwicky, that could have worked tremendously well. A single father who's an inventor, and by his actions ends up
I'm an
making his
inventor.
family fugitives from the law for helping Optimus Prime. That sounds interesting. That has potential. It's executed terribly.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be fresh when I'm making out with your daughter.
What an absolute black hole of entertainment these three are.
10 minutes? 10 minutes?
Like, look, Shia LaBeouf and the gang weren't peak fiction or anything, but there was at least something going on there. Sam was a self-centered doofus who, when the time came, did the right thing. Michaela, despite the internet saying otherwise, actually had a character. Not only did she know cars, there was more than meets the eye.
Okay.
Also, there was John Turturro. He was the best character.
Yeah, hands down, he's the best character in all those movies.
Goodbye. Who do we have now? Mark Wahlberg as Cade Yeager. God, I'll never get over that name. Look, I got nothing against Mark Wahlberg. I'm not a Vietnamese
Mark
man
Wahlberg
in the 1980s, or a group of black fourth graders.
random
I liked
anime
him in
protagonist.
Ted and the other guys, but oof, is he miscast in this? Like, tremendously miscast. Nothing about Cade Yeager as a character works at all. I can believe that aliens wiped
No,
out
everyone
the
loves Mark
dinosaurs
Wahlberg because
before
he
I
was
can
in
ever
Pain and
believe that
Gain.
This man invents robots on his ranch in the middle of Texas.
Sir,
Marky Mark, yeah.
Sure. I'd be more than happy to give you a tour. I'll show you 3 other buyers I got buried up back then. I'll crack your head open like an egg.
This could have been more believable if it was established that he was like a transplant to Texas, but no, the movie never
Texas
does
native.
that.
You know, we got a rule about people messing with people from Texas.
As
Texas
funny as
native.
it is to make fun of Wahlberg, he's not even that bad. Like, he's still bad, but he's kind of enjoyable in how fucking weird his line delivery always
Yeah,
is.
it's just like The Happening. Shit. Please watch The Happening if you've never watched The
I like
Happening.
how
It's such a
Cade is
stupid
more of a
movie.
fighter compared to Shia
And I
LaBeouf,
adore
even if it required him getting
how
this special
confused
little gun
Mark
that
Wahlberg
makes no
is the
sense for
entirety of it.
Transformers to have. It gives him more agency. Nobody would really want another Shia just going, Optimus! Cade isn't great, but he's a hell of a lot better than these melting pieces. Tessa is Cade's daughter. She's played by Nicola Peltz. If she looks familiar, well, you might know her better as Katara in The Last Airbender. She's not a bad actress because she's in these terrible projects. She's just not good.
The Avatar was the only person
The
born amongst all
Avatar.
the nations. Fire Lord's son. You took him from our village.
Good. Tessa is meant to be the emotional crutch of the entire movie. Half of Cade's entire personality is just talking about how much he loves his daughter. And then we see his daughter, and she's just...
Try to cook without ketchup, or balance your checkbook. Who always has to be the grown-up around here?
Huh? What?
There is nothing there for us, the audience, to care about, other than any dad that has a teenage daughter of his own and thinks, yes,
How is the
I
new
too
Avatar
would not want
project
my
coming
daughter
along
executed
post-production?
by the deep state.
Or wait,
I mean,
which
what can we say
Avatar
about
series
Tessa
are
as
you
a
referring
character?
to?
She likes to party.
Almost time to get it tan and get
Because
wasted.
4 come to
She
mind.
lies to her father about dating this guy.
And only
this
half
guy,
of them are the blue people.
The boyfriend, the rally car driver sponsored
Woo!
by Red Bull. He probably has as much charisma as one of those background Ness guys in the previous
Must be
movies.
stopped by
Imagine if they gave
XCOM.
that guy an entire
Oh, I
movie,
should play XCOM 2
but
again.
also made him kind of gross. Let's talk about the big T-Rex in the room. This infamous scene that will forever be in
Alright, you want
history.
cringe.
The Romeo and Juliet law.
It's legal in Texas, and we had to
Cade
make it a
had his
plot
daughter when he
point
was still in
for
high
this
school,
Transformers
and he doesn't
movie.
want her to date until she graduates. In a stunning twist, she has a boyfriend, and he saves everyone at the last second using his cool Rocket League powers. It could have turned out to just be some kid from her high school.
Yeah.
And Cade's like, ooh, and wags his finger, and then they move on. But the movie didn't do that. For some reason, in this movie that the writers had complete creative control over, they chose to make this guy 20 years old, and the girl
Dating a high
17.
schooler.
We dated for a little while. I was a sophomore and he was a senior. It's fine.
No, it's not fine. We've got a pre-existing juvenile foundational relationship.
And then this man pulls out his time studying law.
Texas statute?
So was he 18 and she was 15? What the fuck? Why not just have both of their ages be 18? Why have a scene explaining a real-life law about why this fictional relationship is technically not statutory rape?
I hate it, 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 I hate
And
it.
nobody thought it was
Insanity, madness! Oh, how my soul was consumed by the flames of lunacy! I was enveloped by darkness of an abyss trapped within the merciless confines of a room. But now, just any room, my friend. But not just any room, my friend. Nay, they bound me in a crafted from rubber. Nay, they bound me in a room crafted from rubber. Rubber, I say! The very substance that taunted my fragile mind, driving me to the edge of reason. And what awaited me in this nightmarish chamber? Rats! Vermin scurrying amidst the despair and chaos, gnawing at the fringes of my sanity!
I'm gonna just read it verbatim.
I'm stealing that, thank you. Welcome in, Turtle. Hope you're doing good,
Romeo
bud.
and Juliet law protecting his and Tessa's relationship states that they can be together as they were already together when Shane was a minor. This is only partially correct. Shane has a legitimate defense against sexual assault, as Tessa has consented and is over the age of 17. And when they were dating when he was 17 and she was 14, there is an age difference of less than 3 years, provided Tessa turns 15 before Shane turns 18. However, the issue of their age difference, consent, prior relationship, and Tessa being 17 only applies to the crime of sexual assault. Romeo and Juliet laws do not protect him from the crime of sexual performance by a child for engaging in sexual contact, actual or simulated sexual intercourse with Tessa.
The LDR, one of the writers looked up something because they're like,
18.
I
She
think
is
it's
17,
fine being
and the difference
creepy,
in age must be
and then
less
they
than 2
didn't
years.
actually
There's
do any
3
research.
for a legitimate
Yeah,
defense
Kona.
against
Welcome in, Bjork. Hope you're doing good,
long
bud.
story short, this is wrong. This is not what the Romeo and Juliet law is about at all. Within the legal definition the movie itself set up, Transformers 4 involves a relationship that is not only illegal, but also has a main protagonist who could be arrested and charged with a second-degree felony and sentenced to 20 years in prison under Texas law.
I like to be fresh when I'm making out with your daughter.
And the best part of this little Amazon fun fact is that it was labeled under goofs.
Goof?
Yeah, it certainly is a goof. He's a sex offender. Speaking of sex offenders, TJ Miller's
Crazy! I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room with rats. Rats make me go crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room, a rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once.
Which is odd because he's kind of the comedic relief.
No, you got it from me. You got it from me.
And then he's just
you got the long version and you got the quick version.
Tone issue, I would say.
Yeah, kill that
Be
man.
like
Also,
if
it's
Pippin
funny
and
if
Merry
it's
were
funny
just
that
brutally
TJ
torn
Miller
apart
dies in
front
this.
of the Fellowship. And it's a little odd to have your comedic funny guy just brutally explode.
No, that's funny.
Wow, Lockdown's so cool.
He ratted them
has
out.
A gun that comes out of his face.
Yeah.
I saw a few people online say that
just
Lockdown
like
was a really cool
no guns
better
life.
movie. And to that I say, sure, buddy.
I don't care.
Conceptually, he could have really worked at being this larger-than-life threat that can just take Optimus down with a big iron on his face. But just like the movie as a whole, good ideas lead to bad execution, literally.
Tell me where he's hiding. Never is here.
I don't see where people think Lockdown is cool. I kind of see him as a dork.
It's my fight, and you're all gonna die.
If had
He
any
says
sanity
one-liners
left,
like
it
that
would be
one
on the
kid
coffee
at
break
school
right now.
who thinks he's so badass, but nobody else does.
Then go for coffee.
His dynamic with Kelsey
Get
Grammer's
caffeine,
kind of
wake your brain.
interesting, though. Like, they both despise each other's species, but are working together for a common goal. Two racists banding together for the sake of reason. Harold Attinger is probably the most interesting aspect of this movie to me. He hates Transformers, but he likes what they could provide for the United States. Their tech. His actual plan is just to make a giant mechanized army. Attinger was intentionally killing every Transformer so no alien
No,
would
that's
be
fair.
in
That's fair.
America's way when they inevitably, you know.
Caffeine does kind of fuck with any sense of a sleep
It's
schedule.
a fascinating story
Sips on
element
Monster
once you
one more
actually
time.
dissect it, but it's just so terribly
live action
executed,
Avatar.
you never think about it again. Just like Attinger at the end of the movie.
And you chose them.
Galvatron's here too, I guess. He's not my Galvatron.
The live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender release date is...
That's not Leonard Nimoy. Oh wait, we already had Leonard Nimoy. Okay, I take that back. Speaking
some
of voice
point
actors,
in 2024.
Megatron's voice
No
actor for
direct
the last
date
3
has
films,
been given,
Hugo Weaving,
but
is
it
just
looks like
done.
it's
He
pretty
left.
much
He's
done
free.
in post-production.
And to replace him, they brought in Frank Welker. That's the original Megatron.
This Earth planet, climb, climb. I have no fear.
It's kind of beautiful. Galvatron is poorly used, he looks terrible, and is a bit of a goober, but you know, I don't even care. We got
Frank
Gen
Weller got a
1
paycheck.
Megatron back.
That's the
He's
important
here to stay
bit.
for like one more movie before this franchise crashes and dies. Galvatron was made by Stanley Tucci to be this Optimus Prime replacement.
Algorithms!
But they used Megatron's head to do it. Honestly, how did you bozos imagine this was gonna go? Megatron/Galvatron bamboozled KSI into building his new army, and the last third of this movie is these robots just running amok, trying
Beating
to
the
get
shit out of each other.
Oh man, these new robots. They are the worst Transformers in the entire series. And can you guess why? It's because they don't even transform. Say what you will about the previous 3 movies, but at least there was a mechanical presence to all the robots involved. When they transformed, you could see where each part shifted into the next. But here, they just didn't even bother anymore. Why does Transformium exist? It's so all the robots can appear and disappear at whim. They just deconstruct themselves into computer polygons and show up somewhere.
It's so they didn't have to spend a lot of time
lazy now.
making
You can't possibly
good
expect the audience
designs.
to see this and imagine
Eh,
this
oh,
tangible,
or
like,
a
interacting
design.
with real
I'm
objects
using
in this
good
world.
way
It's like
too
the Pixels movie,
liberally.
and even the concept of these
Just,
bots.
just
They're
make a
supposed to be
design
based
that
on
has
the
to
Autobots.
transform.
You know, clones, but better. Exactly like Mewtwo's plan in Pokemon the first movie. KSI even emphasizes in promotional material how much better this Stinger robot is compared to the old model of Bumblebee.
Really, this alien's design was decrepit and, let's face it, antique.
This KSI woman doesn't even know the difference between an
Must
Autobot
have
and a
been
Decepticon.
they got tired of the CGI companies going under mid-production.
No, that's an Autobot.
No, they thought it
So
was
in
a
this
cool
world,
idea.
People don't know the difference between Autobots and Decepticons, but they also might hate the Autobots, but also they know who Bumblebee is specifically, enough to insult him on a personal level.
Old and ratty, and you mean ugly.
How is this supposed to work in-universe, other than just for this one joke? The final battle involves fighting off the same 5 or so models. Now it finally makes sense why
I feel
Decepticons
whoever
were
was
always
backing
black.
these
It was
since
to hide the repetition.
Spielberg
Did KSI design them
tends
look
to
like
have
that? I
his
mean,
money
you know, they
everywhere.
created Oreo
I don't
Bot,
think
so
the
it wouldn't be too out of the
CGI
realm of
companies behind this
possibility.
ever
Rest
went
in peace,
under.
Oreo Bot.
Though I
You're
could
the
be
best
wrong.
of
I haven't
all
looked
of us.
into it.
I hate the Autobots in this movie.
He's like a giant. This
Yeah,
is
there
about
it
to
is.
kick your ass. Cut the crap before I drop a grenade on you.
Oh yes, John
Wait,
Goodman's in
we'll
this.
Dispatch each other so I can take charge with no trouble at all.
We have Drift. He's just Ken Watanabe bot. He stands around and does Ken Watanabe stuff. Crosshairs is an asshole who doesn't seem like he even wants to be there.
No, we'll let Prime figure this one out. Just me reporting to me.
And then there's Hound, John Goodman bot.
It's a bad idea, but I'm all about
Goodman, why? A paycheck.
He's the most interesting Autobot, but, you know, there's not much competition. He's the one with an actual personality. Granted, it's a personality that can get annoying after a while, but it's something. I like that he's this big, fat, grizzled vet who just likes killing things.
Take that, bitch.
Hell yeah, Kate Kona.
He's a walking arsenal.
Goodman has
Literally
good
has
lines
guns
out of
just
this.
falling
If you
off
just
him.
want to
He's a
hear
robot
John
that
Goodman
is
say
obese,
funny
has
over
a
the top
beard,
fucking
and
shit.
smokes a metal cigar. None of that makes any sense. But I also look at Hound like I would look at anything in 40K. Why do these giant mechs have churches on them?
'Cause it
Why
looks
does an
cool.
entire chapter just ride on motorcycles? Why
'Cause
does this alien robot look like a 45-year-old American Marine?
Because
it
somebody
looks
went,
cool.
yeah, yeah, Kate
And
Kona.
then there's Optimus, this poor broken man. Optimus has spent years of his life and sacrificed his planet to protect humanity, and then all of his friends just get killed by them. It's just sad, really. Anything that happened in the previous trilogy is now just sort of pointless. We know that everyone here is gonna get gunned down by the federal government eventually. Any speech Optimus has about protecting humanity just makes him look foolish because we know that he's gonna get stabbed in the back.
They're a primitive, violent race. Were we so different?
We can make you now. Don't you get it?
Yeah, kind
We
of.
don't need you anymore.
You're a little, yeah.
Defending the humans.
You're a little different in
Now
that
Optimus
you
is
didn't
just
take
bitter.
any hints.
He doesn't feel like Optimus at all.
But when I find out who's behind this, he's going to die. Or die. I'll kill you!
The Dinobots in this are just dinosaurs. What is there to really say here? It's a shame
No me,
we never
Grimlock.
got Gen 1 Grimlock. In my opinion, he's one of the greatest characters in all of fiction.
Grimlock saved universe!
One
I
compliment
love
I can
Grimlock
give
so
this
much.
movie, though, is it didn't screw up robot dinosaurs. It gave them very little screen time, but it didn't screw them up. In the Bayverse, the Dinobots are apparently ancient knights who were imprisoned by lockdown. Despite being dinosaurs, they have nothing to do with the opening of this movie. The opening with actual dinosaurs.
I was expecting a giant car.
If you're disappointed because I didn't focus on the Dinobots enough, well, neither did the movie. Time to go save China. The 2010s will be looked back on with an interesting perspective. That time Chinese companies really influenced Hollywood. And I say that like it's a past thing because ever since the incident of 2020, relations have kind of dropped off the face of the earth.
balloon.
It was a lucrative market for any company willing to sell its soul. 1 billion people for any American company lucky enough to get a fan
Being
base.
chilling.
Dark of the Moon was a major hit in China, so this brought on some new investors when talks of another sequel came around. China Movie Channel and Giaflix Enterprises helped produce the new movie. Funding always comes with some strings attached. Chinese forums at the time found it pretty hilarious how many Chinese products just happened to be in rural Texas. Transformers 4 is almost like 2 movies. One half is about the Autobots hiding from the government, and the second half is about a giant CGI battle in the middle of Hong Kong. Oh no, Hong Kong's under attack. Better get the defense minister to send in the Chinese Air Force. Better have a random action scene with Chinese actress Li Bingbing. It is not a coincidence that the final battle is in Hong Kong and not a mainland Chinese city. They never could have shown
How
destruction
much
of a
did
mainland
Transformers
Chinese city.
4 make?
Transformers 2 had to censor itself when it showed some destruction of Shanghai. The Chinese didn't like showing weakness like that. But Hong Kong? Why not? They need to be protected. What I'm saying here
Age of Extinction
is I don't like
grossed
propaganda. I don't wanna see the Chinese
$245.4 million in
I
the
wanna see
United
the
States and
American
Canada,
military, and
and
aircraft carriers, and
$858.6 million in other countries worldwide, totaling $1.104 billion, against a
So
budget
yeah,
of
Chinese propaganda
$210
is
million.
bad, but what else is there to really say about this? There's really no
Can I
point
have
even
regional?
talking about this anymore. If I would have made this video a few years ago, I could have used it as a sign of the future. But now it's just an anomaly. One where we can go, oh yeah, Transformers 4 did suck up to China like that. At least Bay didn't film next to concentration camps. Transformers
International
4
over
is
5
an
million, South
irredeemable,
Korea,
convoluted
Brazil,
mess. I could have
Germany,
went harder on this
Australia,
movie, but,
Taiwan,
like, everybody knows
Malaysia,
that
the
this is a mindless
Philippines,
slog that
Russia.
millions were thrown into to tell an absolutely nothing story. It may have performed
highest
the best,
grossing
but it
film
was
in
a
China
absolute
with
Molotov into the
320
Bay versus
million in
reputation.
revenue,
Transformers: The Last Night
surpassing
is a terrible movie, but it
2009's
didn't
record set by
underperform
Avatar
because
at
it was a bad
204
movie.
million.
It underperformed because Transformers 4 was a bad movie. When people are asked what the plot
And it
of
was
this
only
movie even
surpassed
is, nobody can say.
in
We can't just have a
2015
plot
by
line about
Furious
being
7
on
with
the run from the
390 million in.
Transformers
Oh
have to
my
be created
god.
by aliens that wiped out the dinosaurs.
That's
Finally, we have
amazing.
to introduce this stupid idea of Transformers Knights. An idea
I'm
so
not-
atrocious.
no, you are
it would
not
put
immune
the
to
Bayverse
propaganda,
out of its
neither is
misery.
Gorf.
Optimus is not just a prime, he's also a knight. Everyone's knights. And we're about to have fucking King Arthur, oh my god. As much as I hate this movie, I can't be too harsh. It's actually quite personal for me. You see, Transformers Age of Extinction was the first date I ever went on with my wife. This movie will forever be personally attached to my life. I fell asleep halfway through it.
Let's make the next one about a dragon man who no longer makes Transformers movies. Alright. The final one, chat. It's King Arthur time. That's right, your Transformers are now King Arthur.
This one's got a dragon. Transformers The Last Night. That title alone says so much. How far we've fallen. There reaches a point in every series' life where a decision must be made.
Technically, we have more Transformers movies, but these are like the mainline
greed
ones.
Isn't a factor. Usually, everyone just.
There's the
calls it a
Bumblebee
day.
movie,
At most, after
and there's the
second
Beast
or
Wars
third
movie
film,
that just came
they
out.
wrap it up with a nice little bow and move on. That is not what happened with Transformers. Transformers 4 did what a lot of fourth entries do. It tried to reinvent itself. Create a new status quo. Bring in a Mark Wahlberg. It was a box office success.
Is this the last
a lot of
mainline
people
one
saw
before Bumblebee
Transformers
movie
4.
rebooted the
A lot
universe?
of people hated
I
it.
think so.
Regrettably,
Welcome,
the only thing Paramount saw was the buttloads of cash that Transformers 4 brought in. So, of course, that meant the public was yearning for Transformers 5. After this long journey of absorbing Bayformer sequels, picking apart each film, really taking it all in, I can say that there are good elements to each of them. Transformers 1, genuinely good. I still love that movie to this day.
Oh, don't be like that. If I had a rock, I'll bust your head, bitch.
Transformers 2 had John Turturro.
John Turturro's
Transformers
good.
3 was absolutely brutal, and I really liked that for some reason. And last we
robot
had
killing is
Transformers 4.
okay.
That absolute mess. I would say it had an interesting idea. On paper. Not in execution. Just on paper. Also Dinobots. With that said,
We didn't get real
this
Grimlock.
is genuinely one of the worst films I have ever seen.
Ooh, I haven't seen this one.
Move, bitch. Get out of my way.
Anthony Hopkins.
Get out of my way.
Transformers 5 The Last Night fails on absolutely every level. There are worse movies that exist, but I can't think of really another movie, at least one that's this big, that has this much work and money put into it, that fails in even really being a film. Maybe the original Justice League?
Oh, that upper
Even
lip.
then, that was the result of two different visions clashing together, and Joss Whedon being Joss Whedon. Transformers 5 had no
Joss
production
Whedon
issues.
so much.
It had no clash of vision. It was just bad, even down to its very conception. With each movie, we've learned a new piece of the Transformers lore. Turns out they've been here since the pyramids. Alright, cool. Not only that, but they were the reason we had the moon landings in the first place. Okay, that's a bit coincidental, but wait, turns out Transformers were involved with the extinction of the dinosaurs. Okay, that's pretty dumb. But they balanced it out with the Dinobots. It kinda made sense.
How does Josh
if you
keep
didn't
getting
think
work?
about
He's
it.
a creepy
All of these
wanker.
new additions
Because
to
he
the
has
lore
a long
are
list
dumb,
of
and obviously are just excuses
shows
to have
and
more sequels.
other products
But with
that
enough
have made money.
digestion, you can sort of tolerate them. Like a
Unfortunately,
bad
if you have a
cold, you
resume
live
that
with
shows
it.
that you can
But I
make
have to
bank,
say, after all we
you
have
keep
been
getting
through,
work. That's
after all I've
kind of why
forgiven
David
this
Cage
series
keeps
for,
making games.
I draw the line
Because
at
people keep
Wizards.
going, oh, this sounds like an interesting artistic depiction.
Transformers 5
But
The Last
instead,
Night
just David
begins
Cage
with
is a
battle.
failed fucking director.
A battle between evil barbarian hordes
What?
and King Arthur. Yes, that King Arthur. In the final entry of the Bayverse, we learn that King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table not only existed, but were best friends with ancient Transformers, who gave Merlin the Wizard a magic staff. There's a reason this was the final entry. Transformers 5 is fascinating, and how terrible it really is. I find it so interesting when there are sequels that exist that have absolutely no defenders. And I don't mean in the Rise of Skywalker sequels kind of way. I mean when I asked Twitter what people thought about this movie, a lot either didn't know it existed, or just kind of forgot about it. By the time Transformers 5 came out, nobody cared. The world had just collectively moved on.
Oh, this was
A
2017.
shitty Transformers movie was just expected at this point. It got old. So there may be a lot of you who had absolutely no idea that Merlin the Wizard was in Transformers 5. Might have caught you a bit off guard. To that I say, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm a little bit blindsided by this.
God, I'm sozzled.
Transformers 5 wasn't meant to be the last gasp of a dying series. It was actually meant to be a launch of a cinematic universe.
Oh, you don't
Yes,
say.
Really. They did not read the room at all. Look, this was 2016. Everyone was trying to milk
Here
their
comes
properties.
that boy,
Can't wait for the Dark
Harambe.
Universe, by the way. A lot of studios wanted that interconnected universe. They just didn't want to naturally build upon it or give it time to grow. Can't wait to see The Flash, by the way. Now hold on there, DC fans. I can't make fun of you too much. WB did at least have movies that came out, because when it comes to the Transformers cinematic universe, that thing didn't even leave the drawing board. So what we're left with here is a movie that's riddled with sequel bait for films that will never come out. Transformers 5 has
which
such
kind
a
of Doritos?
strange
Just standard
vibe to
cheese?
it. Honestly,
I love
it
me
feels
sweet
dead.
chili heat.
These Bayformer movies were once loud and stupid, yeah, but they had an undeniable energy to them. A vibrancy that was energetic, if not obnoxious. But by Transformers 5, that energy is gone.
Oh, they just killed Bumblebee?
Alright, so there's a combination of things going on.
Well, that's fucked
here.
up.
For one, nobody cares anymore. Even the opening title stopped caring. The movie just opens like this. I did not edit this. They could not have given less of a shit. Bay wanted out like 2 movies ago.
Oh,
the only person
wow.
that seems to be having any fun is Anthony Hopkins.
Boys and girls, off the sub now! Off the sub now!
Secondly, things are just miserable now. My god, this is depressing.
Transformers are declared illegal on Earth.
Transformers are just outlined
I've never seen such a limp
except for Cuba.
fucking intro of just
Classic Cuba.
splash
So all of our main
the
characters
logo,
are
but it's
fugitives on the
1/16 the
Humanity
fucking
just
total screen
collectively hates
size.
the Autobots. You just feel the age with this 5th movie. This thing is barely chugging along.
No, no,
The
16
core
still
at the
sounds too
center
big.
of the
One-
star
1/42nd.
has absolutely burnt out. We're looking at a husk of what once was. But it's not like there aren't new ideas in the sequel. There are. They're just absolutely horrible.
What up, fellas? Man, I want to kill you right now.
Don't laugh at that. That wasn't funny. That wasn't funny.
Our movie begins with a ripoff of the opening battle from Gladiator. They just copy and pasted it. Absolutely shameless. King Arthur and his merry men are fighting a
Fuck,
Lord
we
of the
probably had
Rings
a million
battle
explosions
against
planned for that title
barbarians
screen, but
that
got
came
scrapped at
straight
the
out
last
of
minute.
Spirit
No, it's even
Halloween.
worse that.
Arthur is
So the
losing.
original ending of the third Transformers movie was that Optimus
because
and
the
Megatron were
wizard
going to team
Merlin
up and
is
take out
running
Sentinel.
late. Maybe his
And
magic
during
alarm
the
didn't
during
go
the
off or
fight, Sentinel
something.
dies in
I really
combat
just
instead
can't
of
get
how
over
he
the fact
initially
that
dies,
Merlin
which is
here
he gets
now.
gunned down
Just
the
like Merlin
street
can't get over
when
his
it looks like he's
crippling
basically
alcohol
giving up.
addiction. Now, if you had a
And
keen
then
eye,
Optimus takes
you
a
might have
fucking
noticed
axe
that the wizard
and
is
throws it
Stanley
straight
Tucci
into
in a wig.
Megatron's head, killing him. The original ending was those two team up, take out the big bad, and then go,
The
you know
same
what?
guy who was
Peace?
bald
And they go,
Steve Jobs
peace.
in the last movie.
And then
I don't
it
really
was a
know why they
completed
did that.
trilogy.
Maybe they thought it would just be funny.
And then
Merlin isn't
Hasbro
really a
and
wizard at
everybody
all. He's just been using
who
the
gave
tech
the
from
money
these
to
ancient
produce it went,
Transformers
no,
the
we're
entire
gonna make these
time
movies
and
until the end
passing
of
it off as
time.
magic. And he's also passing off jokes that are meant to be funny.
I mean it. It's happening down there now. It's all.
So Bay got pulled back into making a couple more movies. And thank God this one did not make anything.
What am I supposed to take away from this interaction? What am I supposed to feel here? What a bold way to open a Transformers movie. King Arthur is real, Merlin is real, and he teams up with a Transformer dragon to destroy a barbarian horde. For the sake of the realm and the plot, the Transformers entrust their most powerful weapon to a drunk con man, and the day is saved. The end of the world evil has been defeated. King Arthur
That would have
and
been a
his
good
men
ending
have
for the
saved
Shia LaBeouf
England
trilogy.
from
Yeah,
the scourge of the Saxons.
Remember Megan
Wait a
Fox
minute.
isn't in the third one?
Saxons? As in those Saxons? As in Anglo-Saxons? I think that went pretty differently in real history. Did Arthur control a Transformer dragon and still lose? How is that possible? 1600 years later, Optimus Prime is
Kind of like
dead.
the Fast and Furious movies, but Transformers.
Last time we saw him,
Yeah,
he wanted to
yeah.
go find whoever created the Transformers. So he took off with his rocket boots.
You can still
to fly
end
through
Tokyo
the
Drift with Dom
something
rolling
that
up
we all
to do
assumed he'd
the
be
funny
suited
drift
for
battle with him, even
because
though it makes no
Megatron did
sense.
it already.
Dom
He
rolling
sure
up
seemed
with a
pretty
muscle car
confident
to
at the
a
end of
drift event.
Transformers 4 about
It's
it.
like, motherfucker, you think
Didn't
you're
even
drifting
make it past Jupiter.
in this Japanese fucking
Why did he
parking
do
garage?
this? Does he not
with
know how
a
Transformer
fucking
biology
charger?
works? The only conclusion I can take away from any of this is that he was just stupid. Optimus Prime was stupid then. It's like how Frodo and Sam took off in a canoe at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, and then at the beginning of Two Towers, they're just drowned in a river. Turns out they didn't know how to row a canoe at all. Oops. So the opening has this exposition
Don't
dump
just
from
roll
Anthony
up, use
Hopkins about
roll
the
up
state
the
of
window
the
down and say
Transformer world.
family, and then drives off. That's the entire movie. Family, 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 family.
Chicago is still in ruins, despite the last movie showing that it was being rebuilt.
This is an alien no-go zone.
They just
Did you
sectioned
guys
off large
stop
portions of the city and turned
repairs?
it into an alien contamination zone. What is an alien contamination zone? I wish I could tell you, because they don't explain it.
You are trespassing in an alien contamination zone.
Transformers aren't like an infection, you know? They're giant
Oh
robots.
god,
What's
they've
the
seen
contamination?
Project, or
This
they've seen
guy,
District
this
9,
place
and
is
they're
just
like, yeah, we can
abandoned,
just do
but
that,
the
so we can
government
have...
invented Metal Gears to patrol the
Holy
area
fuck,
and
it is
kill
Metal
any
Gears!
Transformer they see.
Do they move?
They invented mechs before rebuilding a destroyed Midwest city. Was this smart political commentary, or did the writers just want to have this happen? Vote on your cell phones now. These kids are just wandering around this zone where they can get killed by a Metal Gear. Luckily for them, Ray from
Okay,
Star
now I
Wars
have
is
to...
here
Oh
to save
no,
the day.
it's Ray!
There's one thing Transformers 5 loves to do. It's just take ideas from whatever was popular at the time. Let's have this plucky scavenger girl who survives in
Oh,
the
it's not
ruins
actually, but yes,
alongside
it
her
is
little
actually.
robot companion. Let's have a plot that centers entirely around knights and medieval imagery, because Game of Thrones hasn't crashed and burned yet. Let's have a character montage, just like Suicide Squad.
Suck your brains.
Oh my god, they
This
did just
movie
one-to-one
is
it.
the grease trap of 2010's pop culture. Alright, to get back on track, we do actually get an explanation for why the contamination zone in Metal Gears exist. It's to have a set piece for Mark Wahlberg to fight in.
It's all I got in my bag of tricks. You might want to hop in.
Oh my god, it's your favorite action
Isn't
star of
Kate
all
Yeager
time,
just
Mark
so cool? I'm sure glad
Wahlberg.
Shia LaBeouf is dead. Wait, what? Being
What?
Cade gets surrounded by this movie's bad guys.
They
the
killed them in
Transformer
universe?
Reaction Force. Or TURF. They're like cemetery.
Yeah, no,
women,
same
but
sense,
controlled by the
100%.
military,
I do want
not
to
by
just
Frasier.
see if somebody cut out all the funny bits. I hate that energetic group of kids is now Stranger Things instead of the Goonies. It's
When
my
could
right for being
Autobots
old.
do this? I didn't know this
But
was
you
physically
know
possible
Stranger
for
Things
them.
is just Goonie
Probably would've
coded,
helped
so
Jazz out
it's
to know
all the
that.
same
Marky
thing.
Mark gets this talisman from a knight who
New-
crash landed in the
new
zone.
name,
we later
same
learned that
recipe
all
of
the knights
Coke.
are in a ship that's been at the bottom of the North
thought
Sea.
Shia's
so
character
the
was
main
written out
question
entirely.
now is, what
Well,
was
when
this
they
guy
kill him,
doing
yeah.
here? Why was he flying alone with an important
I could see the
talisman?
character just never
How did
showing
he
up
get
and no one
shot down only
like
to
bring it
crash
up.
land in Chicago? Well, these questions can actually be pretty easily explained. The writers needed Cade Yeager to find it and for the plot to begin. Oh yeah, there's baby dinos now.
Baby
too.
dinos?
Who could forget about the baby dino bots?
No, but you're coming into your power now. Right, so you gotta blow the flame out.
It's like that movie Pre-Hysteria, but shameless. in
Oh my
corporate.
god,
It also
Pre-Hysteria! Holy shit! Holy shit! Fucking memory. Actual childhood memory unlocked. Chat, we're gonna watch some stop motion, the thing that streamer loves the most. Goofy 80s movies.
You wouldn't believe me if I did tell you. Look, I don't want to get pre-hysterical here, but I think I'm going to change the course of natural history.
He almost said the name of the film.
Very, very rich man.
When the family dog stole ancient eggs.
Monica! Where's the cooler, Monica?
is you get dinosaur babies. I have not seen the Del Toro Pinocchio yet. There's 3 Pinocchio movies that came out last year that I need to see each of them.
She just got kissed on the tush by the king.
Testing. Testing.
You're kind of cute. That's impossible.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
No, I have to. No, I have to. Father, when will it be my time to go on a grand adventure? Yep, big adventure.
Behold, I give you prehistoric life.
Babies. Little dinosaurs. God, I remember watching that as a child. It's probably garbage. It's probably garbage. Let me look this up real quick. It's free on Tubi. It's free on Tubi TV. Oh my god. What's it rating on IMDb? 4.6 out of 10. Oh, it's Brett Cullen. Okay. Is there anyone in this that's like, oh my god, they're in it? Frank Welker's in it as the voice of the dinosaurs. Shaggy plays the voice of the dinosaurs in that movie. Well, that's neat. We're Back at Dinosaurs. A Dinosaur Story is I have mixed feelings on that movie. Though the ending and the villain are really good, and the ending is traumatizing. Oh, it's right there. Buy it or rent it on YouTube. I'm back. I had to restart the app. Ah, I see. Let's watch that. Let's watch that. This scene goes hard.
Ways and come with me.
Never.
Then we must go.
The screw in his eye. How is it in any shape or form a kid's movie before the ending? Yeah, sure, but this is fucking insane.
I have no one to scare. I get very frightened myself. The crows could.
Embrace your fate to be no more. Yeah, you don't end a kid's movie like that! That fucked me up, man. Also, Watership Down flashed on your screen for but a second. What makes this even more sad is the fact that he changed his mind at the end. He told his brother, wait, he just realized he had nothing left, but it was too late. He was consumed by his own fear. He could have been saved, but instead the crows got him. Alright, back to metallic baby dinosaurs.
And have that rad 90s vibe.
It's Madonna, Paula, Hammer, Jagger, Elvis.
Oh yeah!
I can't really segue into this, so I'm just gonna say it. Cybertron.
They have they play music for the dinosaurs, and they have an entire montage of them dancing and moving around.
Space witch called Quintessa. She jumped in the driver's seat and is flying right towards the Earth. Quintessa's had too many strawberry daiquiris. Somebody take her keys. Hey, maybe Optimus will. He crash-landed on Cybertron in the most violent way possible.
My world. What has happened to my world?
Optimus, what the fuck are you talking about? You were there. You were one of the central reasons for why the planet is like this. You lore dumped that back in the first movie. Maybe that crash gave him a bump on the noggin. Optimus has some amnesia. Imagine if more of these movies just kept getting made. We could have had Transformers 8, Primenesia.
What have you done to my home?
You dare to strike your god?
Alright, so she says she's his creator, but just by the name alone, and what quintessence are in the Transformers lore, I can imagine that they were going to later reveal Quintessa is actually a fraud. But we never really get that reveal because the storyline died after this movie, so... Spoilers for Transformers 6. Quintessa's still strong enough to imprison Prime and brainwash him, because Optimus is stupid. And he doesn't plan ahead. Anyway, back on Earth, Cybertron is coming closer, and these horns just keep popping out of the ground. The Decepticons are pretty interested in them, and so is the TRF. The military wants to access whatever the talisman is that Mark Wahlberg got. That's cool. Wouldn't it just be in everyone's best interest if you stopped making Mark Wahlberg a criminal?
Hey, you know there's a reward for turning you in. Really? Yeah.
Cool, you want to get punched in the face like really hard?
Why don't you just stop making Autobots illegal then? Like, wouldn't it be in everyone's best interest if you both got along? No, of course
That's a good bit,
not.
Stream Elements.
Humans
That's a
can't
good
get
bit.
along with Transformers. Too much has happened.
Impressive.
Let's just team up with Megatron instead.
I want my crew.
Give me names!
Moa.
Just hearing Megatron say,
I want my crew.
I don't know if it's
something else.
borked,
just like any
or
other
if I just
crew,
set that up
Megatron's
intentionally as a
buddies
funny
who
bit.
we've never heard of until now.
I'm gonna lie
are in
and
federal prison. And
I'm gonna
he
lie
wants them
under
out.
the
So, of
assumption
course,
that
we need
it's
to
fucked up
introduce
and say
each
no,
of
I
these
set that up as a funny
Decepticons
bit.
in a montage. A montage that is a blatant ripoff
None of you
the
watched me.
Suicide Squad movie. That one. We're really past the point of no return.
Bank robbery. Aggravated assault, murder, double murder, triple murder, 9 dead. Didn't even take the money. No.
Quick side note. What are the politics of
What?
this world?
What?
So, humanity hates
Yeah, no,
Transformers now
why did you
because
rip it
this
off to the point where
happened.
you're
Something the
treating a
Decepticons
robot like a
were
fucking
100%
human?
responsible for
Because we see
before
the other
Autobots
movie
would
doing it,
defeat them.
it was
But your
successful.
average person can't tell the difference between an Autobot and a Decepticon.
Reduced to melting evil old Decepticons down.
No. That's an Autobot there.
So everyone blames all Transformers because this event was
Once
just
I take
that
my
traumatic.
pills,
Except
the
not really,
OBS uninstalls
because
on
Fraser
my-
was
on my
actually killing
computer
the
and I'm
Autobots
free.
against the American government's wishes. So he was just kind of going rogue and had his
Oh no, that
own
one's
personal
Follow Age.
vendetta against the Transformers.
I
Then
think.
Fraser
Follow
died.
Age.
Alright, but by Transformers 5, now all Transformers are illegal, so both the Autobots and Decepticons are being hunted again, even without Fraser. People hate Transformers more than ever, and if a nice Transformer even shows his face once, he gets
gonna
killed
shoot
on the
him.
spot.
With the
But you know,
Ooh.
I kind of get it. This was such a traumatic event, people would respond to aliens in this sort of xenophobic way. There is just no toleration for Transformers anymore. So after
Big
all
robots
of that,
scare me, so I have to gun
you
them all down
cannot
the
tell
street.
me that the Decepticons were just arrested and put in jail.
The government requests that he does not leave the county.
What the hell? How are these guys not scrap metal in the streets? This guy didn't even do anything. Optimus and Bumblebee have their faces plastered on posters everywhere. This gentle giant just bleeds out, yet the demon monster has a rap sheet.
Assault, murder, double murder, triple murder, 9 dead. Didn't even take the money. No.
Why are they charging this thing with murder? How are they charging him with murder? Did he go to court? Did he get a defense lawyer? I'm actually curious. Why are the Decepticons getting arrested while every Autobot is just exterminated on the spot?
But I'ma kill you later. Definitely gonna kill you mofos later.
He's cleared.
What are the rules in this world anymore? They were just so eager to introduce characters like Mohawk, Dreadbot, Berserker, Onslaught, and who could forget my personal favorite, Nitro Zeus.
I know where you live, Enrique. Say hello to your wife for me.
Nitro Zeus is a treasure. As much as this breaks the last bit of consistency these movies had, there is one positive.
These movies had consistency?
The Decepticons for the first time.
Like, besides having the
actually
same
have
character show up?
A dying knight gave it to a human. You need a bigger door. Gonna miss you, Tim. Thank you for your hospitality, Brad.
Decepticons are kind
Is
of
that Bender?
morons. When you have a faction
Was that
of
Bender?
backstabbing assholes,
Is
the main
Nitro
people
Zeus
they
Bender?
often backstab are each other, and they
Can
don't
someone
even
do
do it
a
in
wiki?
clever way. For most of the
La
Transformers
Google?
canon, Megatron's real job
Hell yeah, it
is
was.
just
Oh, thank
babysitting
the
an
Lord.
army of
Okay, now I
children.
have to watch this
Like,
one
really
solely on
selfish
that
children.
and the Metal Gears.
Hell fucking yeah! To handle this. It's Knockout's fault. Precisely my what?
Your standard Decepticon is a dumb idiot goon. I love them. Finally, after all that setup, the Feds and the Decepticons decide to go mess up the Autobots. First real fight of the movie. Things are gonna be insane.
Decepticons is in the street.
Grimlock.
The only one in here?
Oh.
Ah, this ain't right.
What?
All that hype to introduce these characters.
What?
And they die in a shorter time than the montage. The movie actually did one right thing. These Decepticons, they had personality. I like what they did with them. And then they all just die. What if I liked Onslaught?
He also did the voice of Crosshairs.
Wonder what his deal
Nice.
is.
Nice. His deal is he gets fucking murked in 5 seconds and decapitated. Jesus.
Holy hell, these guys could have just been background Decepticon fodder. But no, the movie had to copy Suicide Squad.
You need a bigger duel.
So now I'm kind of slightly invested, and then our heroes just execute them all in the middle of the street. Why would you do that?
Bigger.
Door.
After beheading their enemies,
Oh my god,
our
I
gang runs
do
from
see
some fellow
Bionicle,
drones.
shades of Bionicle in their
These drones
designs
are the
now.
main fight, by the way. The Decepticons
What?
did absolutely nothing. They all scamper into an abandoned skyscraper and decide to hide in a random elevator, coincidentally running into this little robot goblin man.
Hello, Master Cade. I have been sent to collect you.
So let's break down what just happened there. They run into
Anthony
this building,
Hopkins robot
sprint
butler.
all the way inside to get into an elevator, and the robot butler just happens to be in that same elevator waiting for them. How did he get there? Was he waiting there knowing that was gonna happen? After platforming off some drones, Butler guy tells Cade he needs to go to England, UK, like right now. Marky
Show
Mark
you
just
fucking
leaves
England,
everyone
mate.
behind and goes to England, UK. And that's where the rest of the movie is now. Sorry if you liked Ken Watanabe bot or John Goodman bot, they're shafted for most of the film. If you expected a Transformers movie with actual Transformers, I'm sorry, bucko. All you're gonna get now is Anthony Hopkins and his psycho butler.
But I do so very much want to crush his windpipe.
About an hour into this
Detroit
film,
Become
they
Human,
decided to
British
introduce
edition?
3 new main characters, so I'm gonna just list them off. First, there's the love interest, Vivian Wembley. You couldn't make up a more English name if you tried. Old Viv is an Oxford professor who doesn't believe in the whole King Arthur myth. She uses dumb things like actual history to back up her beliefs.
Arthur, a likely composite of a Roman general and a Celtic king.
Considering Michael Bay's track record with these movies, Viv is like the only female protagonist who isn't sexualized. And yes, that is counting
What?
the 17-year-old too.
In a
Hell, Mark
Michael
Wahlberg
Bay
is more
Transformers
sexualized
movie?
than
I
her.
don't believe
Actually,
it.
kind of like Viv. She's okay. Then we have the robot butler Cog.
Was the robot butler sexualized or Anthony Hopkins in this instead?
Look, I know the art style's taken such a drastic turn, but he doesn't even look like he'd be a Transformer. Is he a Transformer? So I don't know how many of you would know this, or care, but Cogman is voiced by Jim Carter, which
What?
if you've ever seen Downton Abbey, you would know he plays the kind but stern butler, Mr. Carson.
I've never been called a liberal in my life, and I don't intend to start now.
Now, Mr. Carson is just one of the most wholesome characters in all of fiction. And because of that, I know what the writers were thinking. I know they thought it would be funny if they took Mr. Carson, this symbol of high-class refinement, and just turned him into a batshit insane robot.
You are not leaving us in this tin can with that 4.
I have my hands in my head, and I am confused.
Don't kill the messenger, or the messenger will kill you. But I do so very much want to crush his windpipe.
Lady Grantham would be appalled. Last but certainly not least
Oh.
is Anthony Hopkins.
No whoopee, Mr. K?
He is
Ah,
both
they
the
sexualized
best and
Anthony
worst
Hopkins,
part of
okay.
this movie. He is absolutely not trying, but still manages to outperform everyone on screen.
Yes, but you want to know, don't you, dude?
Yeah, the power of autism.
Most of the time.
Anthony
Sometimes
Hopkins
I
has
think he
harnessed
just
it for
forgets he's being
decades.
filmed, and he just looks like a confused old man. Hopkins was meant to play this eccentric noble, descended from a long line of complete and utter lunatics who committed suicide in a variety of inventive ways.
Huh?
What?
What?
Great aunt, she poisoned my great uncle for some reason. She's barking mad. She's an absolute bitch.
Hopkins doesn't
Barking
come
mad,
off
she's
as
an absolute
eccentric
bitch.
Crazy. He comes off as stab you with a knife crazy. Like, this is just an insane man. Both him and his butler are sociopaths, and they kidnapped Mark Wahlberg.
They're all around us, and I just have so much road rage.
Actualized rage, that's it.
Hopkins
Focus
isn't really
it!
a character.
Use
He's
it!
meant to be that prestige British voice that narrates the real character of Transformers 5, the extended lore. As you see, his character, Sir Edmund Burton, is the last member of a secret organization, the Order
This is
of the
amazing.
Witwickens.
What?
No sacrifice, no victory.
The Witwickens are the secret organization that has existed since the days of King Arthur. Throughout history, they've not only known about the Transformers, but have been actively covering up their existence.
That's the watch that killed Hitler. Don't screw with it.
So each
The
sequel
watch
has
that
just
killed
placed
Hitler?
Transformers into a historical event and said they were strong. We're finally just getting it all over with. Every single important event, every single important person who has ever lived was a f***ing Witwiccan. Abraham Lincoln knew the
Witwicken.
Autobots existed. Harriet Tubman too.
The great Empress of all Russia, General Washington, William Shakespeare.
Hold on.
Abraham Lincoln knew the Autobots existed.
3,
Harriet Tubman
2,
too.
1. General Washington himself just hung out with a Transformer. The Transformer's like, hey man, you go this way, you can make a country. Transformers are okay with slavery.
Washington, William Shakespeare, Queen Elizabeth of England, Abraham Lincoln, the Wright brothers, Churchill, Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci.
Wait,
This movie just got
Leonardo da
beyond
Vinci?
metal and shark jumping. They changed the sport forever. So why the name Witwicken? Is it tied to Sam Witwicky? Is his family somehow named
Oh yeah,
after
is
the
it? Oh
Order?
yeah.
The
Oh
movie
yeah.
doesn't
Is it?
explain
No.
anything.
No.
So I had to look it up on the wiki. And the wiki says that so many Witwickies were a part of this order, that's how it got its name. But then there's only 2 Witwickies listed on the wiki. What? Yeah, Sam's grandpa, Archibald Witwicky, was a key member of the Witwickens, apparently. He even used their whole mantra for his family's personal motto.
No sacrifice, no victory.
So I'm just a little confused here. If Archibald Witwicky was tied to the Order, why did he not know what Megatron was? Why did he call him an Iceman? He never wrote in his journal what a Transformer was. He was even put in a mental asylum because he lost his mind. Was it just a
I love
coincidence
when we
that he was
write
descended
things
from a
just
secret
randomly
order
and then
also
try to
happened
shove it
to be in
into
the Arctic to fall into the
continuity.
ice? Would he still be a Witwicken if he didn't fall into the hole? And if those glasses didn't get laser blasted and passed down to Sam Witwicky, who then tried to sell them on eBay 100 years later, causing him to meet Bumblebee, would Sam be a Witwicken? The answer to all of these questions is, well shit. We didn't think about that. I guess they just thought the name was cool.
I was making the moment more epic.
Just be quiet. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I'm watching this for Anthony Hopkins
With
at
this
this point.
stunning revelation, I think we
and
can
nothing
finally
more.
put this whole Bayverse lore into perspective. So just bear with me. We'll get back to the shitty movie later. With this being the last
No,
Bayverse
the shitty movie
I think it's
now!
only fair to line up the timeline that the writers have given us. 65 million years ago, aliens blew up the dinosaurs to make Transformer metal. They then used the cube to bring the robots to life. Transformers killed the dinosaurs. Millions of years later, the Transformer Primes find Earth and then fight a whole war because one of the Primes, the original Decepticon, tried to blow up the sun. Transformers built the pyramids. Thousands of years later, the Autobots
Ancient alien
and
vibes
Decepticons
continue.
fight a civil war on Cybertron. Cybertron is destroyed, and the cube is lost to space. Sentinel Prime made a secret agreement with Megatron to rebuild Cybertron, but his ship was blown up and crashed on the moon. Transformers caused the moon landing. Megatron tries to find the cube, locating it on Earth, but crash lands because he's just a goober and forgot how to fly. Well, also, 2,000 years ago, Transformer Knights who weren't tied to Autobots or Decepticons also came to Earth. and didn't care about finding the cube or Megatron. They just wanted to hide from the Space Witch and help King Arthur defeat the Saxons, which he didn't even do. Then the Knights just sort of stayed around the whole time, influencing every major event in human history, and there were a bunch of other Transformers that showed up too, but they all looked like poorly photoshopped palette swaps. They were in the Revolutionary War, Napoleonic Wars, World War I.
Oh, they did help the French. They did. They did.
We cannot let the humans pay for our mistakes.
Why are you feeling
Transformers
guilty,
are the reasons why we have the French.
Transformers have been here for thousands of years. Alright, well maybe Optimus didn't know because these knights are more ancient than him. But then Optimus called himself a knight in the last movie.
Recognize one of your knights.
And he's seen as an equal to them later on. How did Optimus not know if he was also a knight? Was he stupid? What were the Transformers doing on Earth this whole time? I thought they were just here for the Cube, or even the Matrix, but it seems like they just wanted to help out countries in their wars. Did these robots care about British tax law? I mean, they did care about Iran's nuclear deal, so who am I to talk? Now look, I get the trope that secret societies can do a lot in the media, but how do you even cover something like this up? It's not like this was some ancient time of legends. This is just a Napoleonic battle. A robot's just standing there. Imagine being in a World War I era trench, and the tank in front of you just transforms. Nobody ever mentions it again.
It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go.
I love how little they tried to make these robots seem natural.
Which offshoot Transformers movie had the Transformers fighting the Nazis?
They stopped the movie
that one's
for
real
2
too.
minutes
Was it Bumblebee?
Helped turn the tide of war.
Watch Bumblebee defeat the Nazis.
Yep.
Man, I can't wait to see the summer blockbuster to see some wacky World War II robot fights.
Oh my god.
I think the less that's said about this, the better. So, this order has just existed forever, but now Anthony Hopkins is the last surviving member. Yeah, you heard me
Don't you love the Transformers, kids? Don't you love your childhood?
Sam Witwicky is canonically dead.
Oh, there you go. They wrote him out.
Did Fraser get him in the last movie? Did he walk into oncoming traffic without Bumblebee there to save him? The possibilities are truly endless, so make your own theory. Either way, Bumblebee seems pretty unfazed.
Well, never have to worry about adding him
Viv
to
is
the movies
surviving
anymore.
heir of Merlin the Wizard. I just wanted to watch a movie with cars turning into robots, man. That's all I wanted. Optimus Prime
This is why every movie with kaiju or big robots don't need human elements.
When it first came to theaters,
because the human elements suck.
Oh no. This was supposed to be the gimmick that got butts in the seats. And, spoilers, it gets about as much screen time as Grimlock did in the last movie. I guess it's a running tradition by now to just lie to the audience. The gang steals a submarine to get to the sunken night ship at the bottom of the sea. It's a race against time as Cybertron has arrived close to Earth, so they have to go get Merlin's staff. That's the MacGuffin. Wait a second. A planetary body slamming into Earth. Why does this sound so familiar?
Moonfall. Movie's taking longer than the others to explain. Yeah.
The gang and the TRF race to the ship where they finally
about
get
40
to the
minutes.
staff. And nobody planned
There's
on
a
the
lot of
Knights being
goofiness
alive,
in it.
though. Whoopsie. Luckily for our gang, the guy from Fortnite is here to save the day.
Oh my god, it's Fortnite Man!
He did what?
Optimus is bad now. So
I've come.
He did what?
Optimus is bad now. So him and Bumblebee
Potential
get
new
into a little
soundbite.
slap fight. A tussle, if you
Potential
will.
new
And
soundbite.
after a Fonzie smack to the neck, Bumblebee regains his voice.
I am Bumblebee, your oldest friend.
That was not the voice I was expecting. When I think of B, I think of him as younger and more spunky.
Yeah, for a submarine.
Sorry I'm late. Hit a little traffic.
I didn't expect Bumblebee to smoke 3 packs a day.
I would lay down my life for you.
Upon hearing this beautiful voice, though, Optimus gets sent back to the side of good. His evil arc lasted a full 5 minutes. What a movie. All the Knights come over to teach Optimus a lesson about being a big doofus. He repents for his sins, and they all forgive him because Mark Wahlberg has the Master Sword or something. I don't know. Do you care by this point? Is anyone here? Everyone's friends now, and they all team up together to stop Quintessa.
I believe in one of the great ones, Optimus Prime.
They all frolic through a field, and then the rest of the movie's just a big dumb action sequence. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's
just
sure
like
some
the
action.
Avengers. Hi, Harper. Welcome in, bud.
Sting like a bee.
Fucking delete the movie.
The
Delete the
day has
movie
been
from the
saved.
internet.
Not a single person got hurt. Oh wait.
No,
And that's
not
the plot
Anthony
of
Hopkins.
Transformers 5.
Done, mad motherfucking
And, Unicron was Earth the entire time.
What? What? What?
The Last Night is both utterly forgettable and kind of unwatchable, so it creates a unique viewing experience where nobody ever remembers what the fuck happened. And there's a few reasons, in my opinion, why that is. For one, the editing. I don't know what was going on with the editing here.
Whatever they are. Chinese call them horns from hell.
Oh my god. Cybertron is coming.
What?
There are so many strange decisions and outright mistakes that were just left in. A lot of times shots will be cut together too quickly.
Want my crew?
Give me names!
Like, what was that?
Want my crew?
Give me names!
So many lines are obviously dubbed in.
Hell.
Oh my god. Cybertron is coming. Pangaea, the supercontinent.
It's the same shape on the round table.
But while the writing is bad and the editing is amateurish,
Genius.
the absolute worst thing about this entire movie
What
is
is
the
it?
aspect ratio. Bay decided to shoot with both IMAX and regular digital cameras in the same scene, and then just never bothered to change anything about the aspect ratio.
What?
So the entire movie has these black bars that constantly fluctuate. This is on top of an already shaky camera for every action scene. So by the final fight, it's actually nauseating to follow. When I mean this movie fails in really being a movie, this is what I mean.
Wretched human. Wretched human.
So, how many frames? Actually, also... he's schmoving. Look, he's schmoving. He's schmoving away. Okay, so... 1... Oh! 2... 3... 4... 5... 6... 7... 8... 9... 8 frames. 8 frames of this wide angle shot. So you can't see how I got it. Let me fix this. Let me fix this and bring this down. Okay. Back to Chrome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then back to widescreen. Squish aspect ratio. Back to full screen. Squished. Full. 8 fucking frames! Also, I want to go all the way back to... Oh, you can just see him flying out of the smoke right here. Oh, why aren't you going anymore? Do you not like that I've been showing off the goofy sections? Oh, god damn it, I can't... There we go. Look, he's just flying in the air. Whee! And back to him just standing. There we go.
I just imagine this movie's being held together by duct tape and strings. 2.
Amazing.
The characters. One big problem here is that there aren't really any Transformers in Transformers 5. They show up for sure, but they're even less of characters now. Hound and Drift barely say anything outside of a few one-liners. Bumblebee is nothing more than mascot set dressing, and Optimus spends most of the film
Probably.
chained up. Even the Decepticons barely appear. I think what really bothers me with Transformers 5 is that it has nothing to do with the conflict between Autobots and Decepticons.
I have a funny story about
the main fighting
the Wild
is
Wild
just
West.
against the military. Or a
It's in
planet.
regards to the
Megatron
original
has been
producer
reduced to a yes
was going to
man
be
to
behind the
Contessa.
Nick
Hope you like
Cage
Cogman, because I'm
Superman
pretty sure he
movie
has
that
more
Kevin
lines
Smith
than
was
every
going to
other
direct.
Transformer combined.
That didn't go
Anthony
anywhere.
Hopkins just hijacks
Clearly.
this film to say
But we got the test
exposition.
footage of
Exposition
Nick
that
wearing the
only
suit.
he fully understands.
So when
He's just there to tease the greater
Kevin
plot
went to
of
go
what's
meet
come.
the guy who
Big
wanted to
fight
produce it,
between Unicron and
it was going to be
Quintessa, and
Brainiac
then
as
it
the
just never
villain,
happens. If you
and the
didn't know
producer
by
really
now,
wanted
I'm a
Brainiac to
Halo
crash
fan.
land in
I
the
saw what
Arctic,
343 did to Halo.
come across
Every
a polar
story
bear
decision
cub,
that ended in failure,
and have
and
that
all of it
as his
culminated
pet.
in Halo Infinite. Now in Halo Infinite, the
There's a
campaign
few other things I
introduced
could bring
a
up, but the
threat
most
called
prevalent
the
one
Endless.
is during the third
whole
act.
campaign, every character just beats it over your head about how
There's
much
gonna
of
be a
threat
giant
the
spider
Endless
that
is.
Superman
By
fought.
the time the campaign ends,
Marketable plushie. What else? You get a marketable plushie out of your big 90s Hollywood cape shit movie. But yeah, the third act was going to be Superman. After Brainiac takes over the Fortress of Solitude from him, Superman was going to roll up and have to fight a giant spider that Brainiac had created. So that movie didn't go anywhere, but the same producer got to make another movie, and that movie was Wild Wild West. And if you remember the third act, there is a giant mechanical spider. That man really wanted his big spider. I don't know why. But we also got Will Smith singing "Me and Artemis Clash Fraud." Wiggy 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 wiggy. No, that was Cartman. Loveless and his giant mechanical spider. God, Wild West is both a treat and some of the worst schlock. I remember the scene where Will Smith empties out the beads from the fake bosom and then fills it with water and then tells the guy, "Now feel my breast." And the poor train conductor is overhearing it and is very confused at what's partaking on in the back of the train that he's conducting.
we never see the Endless. We don't know what they are, or what they can do, and we never will, because Halo Infinite failed. There isn't even a novel about what the Endless are. It's just a dead plot point in a series already full.
Halo's a dead series.
It's fascinating.
Move away
when
from
that
it.
happens in a series, when a story becomes so unpopular by the public that its creators just give up.
Release
All
date
those
canceled
seeds
by
already
Paramount.
planted, left to wither and die. With Transformers 5, we were given the biggest seed of all. The Earth was Unicron all along. I wonder how that would
Oh
have
my
ended.
God, I
Maybe the
was
ultimate
wrong.
conclusion to the
It's
series
Unicron
was
all
Unicron
along.
transforming. He transforms and ends human civilization. The last human survivors then live on Cybertron. We'll never know how it ended, but that's my personal theory. One thing this movie tried to do
I
was
think the idea
harken
that
back to
fucking
the first one.
the
It brought
Earth
back
is
the original theme,
Unicron
brought
is
back
stupid.
familiar
Just make it
characters,
Mars. They could have made it
this guy,
Mars.
and even brought back that stupid Witwiki motto. But all it did was just show how hollow the series was now. Or at least a certain aspect to the series. The Bay aspect. So remember when I said that the Transformers cinematic universe died? Yeah, you probably know by now that's only half true. This movie was so bad, they had to course correct. So in a way, it did have a positive impact on the franchise, like how a forest fire is positive for a forest. The Last Night burnt it all down. But you know, in this landscape of gray ash, old ideas began to regrow. Perhaps after 10 years
No,
of
no more
Transformers
humping
movies
robots.
that were trying to be the edgiest thing possible, we could start to get movies that weren't ashamed of their source material. And if you think about it, is there not some honor in being that sequel?
Make it
that
Pluto
led
so
to better
Unicron
things?
takes the entire movie to get to Earth.
No.
That would give us a nice scene of him going and ripping through Saturn. But that also would cause the entire solar system to be fucked because Saturn's rings does primarily protect a lot of planets from just debris. Alright, well that was a review of all 5 of the Transformers movies. The Bay universe is a strange mistress. And it just keeps continuing like a corpse to become more hollow as time goes on. But I liked it.
Play some Nintendo.
I'm
Bone some chicks.
I'm gonna get up and take a quick break, pee, refill my water, and then I'm gonna show you guys a fighting game where Doug Walker's in it. I shit you not. There's a fighting game with Doug Walker in it. And I should have played it last night, but we got stunlocked by videos.
I hate him, Butthead!
Especially Kingdom Hearts 2, the movie.
Shut up!
That's right, Beavis.
Alright, I'll be back in a few moments. Until then, enjoy Joe Bell.
Our fucking teacher said. Our fucking teacher said. Our fucking teacher said. And I got a bigger dick. Our fucking teacher said. 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 Our fucking teacher said.
Drawn dicks? Akram Dragon, thank you for subscribble, bud. Welcome to Morbing. Thank you for letting everyone else know you have a bigger dick. The counter goes up. I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to eat a slice, the final slice of pizza. Because my gosh, I'm hungry. But I'm hungry no more. All right. Ooh, get that out. Perfect. Did everyone have a good break? I hope you did. Now it's time to see an extremely interesting game that has Doug Walker. That's right, we're playing video games. I know, we never do that here. All we do is prattle on about stupid shit. Ye Borgers? Oh, Borgies. Alright, how do I game capture? Will it take game capture? Don't make source visible in case it picks up something different. Specific window capture. This one. Oh my god, I think it works. Scroll all the way down. Put you here. Scroll you up. Boop. And bring you down to squimp you, stretch you. There we go. Oh, this already looks. How long until I play Mario? 12 more. Here. If you want a breakdown of the goals and how to do points, it's all right there. You know, I really should be adding like bits and everything else to it. It would be $2.50 a bit. Come. Here, let's actually do some calculations real quick. And then I'll have to update something. Stream elements, breakdown of the last 2 days.
Do not come.
I'm coming!
Yes, we came.
I'm gay.
Oh. There we go. Everyone's been so lovely in throwing me random 100-bit donations. Can I break it down just to per day? To Bitolis. Ah, it doesn't break it down to subtotals, but only how many times it was used. So 19 uses of bits, but not total amount. Oh, this is terrible. Here we go. No. Okay, so none of that happened during the last little bit. So I should be able to filter only this. Perfect. What? Rag, thank you for the 300 biddies to play door. Boy, next door. Fisting is 300 bucks. 300 bucks. Next door. Boy, next door. How much has it been so far? Dark fantasies, deep, dark fantasies. Lube it up. Get your whole arm up there. There we go again! Boy, next door. Boy, next door. Hi, big shorts, welcome in, bud. 300 bucks. 300 bucks. Okay, it's only been the last 3 days. Right? Yeah. Okay, cool. I can count this easy now. 300 bucks. 300 bucks. Hi, DJ. We're about to be playing Streets of Fury EX, which is the 2D fighting game that has Nostalgia Critic in it, and it is old school Mortal Kombat. They took photos, and it's all based on poses. Yeah, it's a good one. You're gonna see gun combos with Doug. But I also decided I should probably this entire time have been doing tracking for bits as well. What's that resolution? 3840 by 2160. I've seen the NC clip before, it's hype. Yeah, I'll show it right now actually while I'm figuring this out. Because it's got good music behind it. Alright, let's drag this over here. We'll drag you over here. I like how it's the top. His whole campaign mode's right here and it's 50 minutes. Oh, that's amazing. Here we go. 4 years old. It's entitled this Nostalgia Critic is Broken Tier. But first, the 582 combo. No. Where's the bullshit blazing? Ah, here we go.
These bullshit.
No. I haven't flipped it over yet. You can't play yet until I'm ready. Here we go. Here's the clip from the video game we're about to play. No. What? No. What? There we go.
These bullshit.
Real. This is real. He has a campaign. New world order you. Ah, it's so good. It's so good. All right, back to me figuring out math. Okay, carry the 2 over. Bring this down, bring you over here. The May. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's go all the way back down here. 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay. I'm sorry. I should have done this earlier. I should have thought of this more direct. but I'm silly. I'm goofy. I forget things easily. My brain is but mush. So that'd be 200. I know, it's accurate.
Streamer, stop counting! Streamer, entertain us, stop counting!
I can't, cause we might already be at
Come rope?
Not come rope, but Super Mario. I think we actually are. Hey!
Konnichiwa, bud! What's up?
Hi, Disarray. Welcome in, bud. We need to get Ajingus to 50 followers. They're at 22. Everyone, to spite them, follow Ajingus. They don't stream. Just follow them anyway, because it's funny. Now, hi, Ray. Welcome in, bud. Hope you're doing good. Did I get him what? That's 100. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instances. What happened? Rag, what the hell are you doing? Thank you for the 3 gift subs. You didn't have to do that. You scared the shit out of me. Now I gotta do more counting. That goes to 41 before I add on anything else. So this is subtotal before bits or anything. I remember following Jiggles and he probably was yeah. You need to play Omicron. I do not need to play Omicron. We're never hitting 1,000. Hi PR, welcome in, bud. I'm for day 4 of streaming. This is pretty good. I'm not totally losing my mind yet. I even watched all the Channel Awesome movies last night, back to back in reverse chronological order. Technically, I'll watch the last one 2 times, and then we watched a homemade video from 2007. Called Kingdom Hearts 2 the movie, which was pure Kino. You ever played Daggerfall? AE, it's funny you say that. That's on the docket for later. I have... Welcome in, by the way. In my funny game folder, I have both Elder Scrolls Arena and Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall just sitting there waiting. Just waiting. I seen Vari play it. I've had this in a long Daggerfall. Ooh. We'll hang out and find out. I was thinking of playing it myself. It's free. It's free on the fucking on the Steam. You could just go download it. Hi Nikki.
Konnichiwa, bud!
Hi Nikki.
What's
Welcome in. Do you know if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to Snorlax for free? One funny little emote, and you get to see Optimus Primal. If you subscribe with your Twitch Prime, you get to see Optimus Primal show up. And if the fucking goddamn tits application would work, bananas are supposed to get thrown at me because it's funny because monkey. And Optimus Primal says, "That's just Prime." Yeah, now that's Prime. Yeah. Don't worry about it. He's just doing the funny thing that streamers should do, like myself. Why did my internet connection drop dramatically? What the hell happened there? It just dipped into the red and then bounced back, and then dipped into the red and bounced back. Chat guy!
SHYGUYRE gifted a tier E sub to PR Brox. They have given some gift subs in the channel.
Okay, he's done talking. Thank you. Ow, Nikki, thanks for the 100 billion. Shy Guy, thanks for the subscribble. Shy Guy, thanks for the other subscribble.
SHYGUYRE gifted a
Emma, thanks for the 100 bits. Stop doing this, I gotta count.
They have given 3 gift subs in the
Stop
channel.
doing this, I gotta count.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
3. Here comes 2. The Shy Guy 2. Oh god, we got a hype train. Thank you for the hype train. DJ, stop it. DJ, thank you for the 5 gift subbies. We're at 43 technically, but I think we're well past that. Thank you. Stop it. God damn it. Thank you for the another 3 gifted subs. Meaning that we're at 51, meaning I do have to play Super Mario 64 now. Regardless of how much the bit total comes out, I have to. I think I'm going to calculate the bits at the end. I think that's the best idea here, is to calculate all the bits at the end and then tack that on. I'll have to use every 250 as a singular point. I think that would be the most logical. Nikki, it's funny you asked that. So, if you want to check out this post, you can get them all breakdown, but the sub goals are here. We don't worry about the first 150, but I'll read them off anyway. 1 was turn on model, 2 was turn on mic, 5 was to begin chat interaction, 10 was to apologize for the DSP bit, 15 was to run back the apology, 20 was to make a banger tweet, 25 was you guys were picking my Twitter pick for the rest of the thon. Both can be found on my Twitter. 50, chat picks the console for Wheel of Jank 2, which I'm doing today. I was going to do it after the Nostalgia Critic bit, but I have to spoil it now because I brought this up and I've mentioned it in conversation. 75 was the karaoke stream, where if you... Oh, Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil is still today a YouTube content creator who, kind of a douche. Why is my internet connection? Also, is my model stoned? I'm stoned. It's stoned. We're all stoned. Bud. My internet connection keeps dropping, so I might have to momentarily kill and reboot OBS, but I also am going to just do a quick couple pings. There we go. I'm hitting high latency, but high in the sense of like double millisecond speed. It's not 15, it's 30, so it might just be that my ISP is not liking that I've been streaming this much consistently at such a high band rate. He's double-crossed off weed and... I know, DJ, I haven't tasted Bimbo Monster yet. AE, Omicron is the first David Cage game. David Cage is the guy who directed Fahrenheit... Oh, my internet just crashing again. Oh, am I still here?